Hello, hello out there, Internet. Welcome to Haxxor 91's channel. I am your host, Haxxor 91, and welcome. Tonight, we are going to be playing some King's Quest II. We're playing both the original AGI one from Sierra Online. Hey, Fireforge. We're also playing the remake done by AGDI. And I'd like to point out something. If you notice in the title, it actually says Romancing the Throne / Stones, and that's because the remake actually retitled the game ever so slightly, which will become apparent why in a little bit. So let's go ahead and switch over to our lovely live view of of ScumVM and launch the first game. So, we're back to using green sleeves for the main song due to its lack of copyright. I actually know the lyrics to this, but Sir Graham is now King of Daventry. Under his wise rule, Daventry is prosperous. Unfortunately, there's a problem. King Graham needs a queen for companionship and to provide an heir to the throne. He has searched high and low for the right maiden, but he remains alone. An idea comes to him. He goes to the magic mirror and looks into its depths. Oh god, it shimmers. He sees a vision of a quartz tower. To reach it, he must pass through a magic door in the nearby land of Kalima. The scene then changes to show a beautiful girl locked within the tower. Graham now knows what to do. Remove my crown and put back on my adventuring hat. Oh yeah. Reusing the sprite. So, I actually know the lyrics to Greensleeves. Bravely hits that south to find the land of Kalima and the beautiful maiden. I learned the lyrics because of this game, actually. Sorry, I'm adjusting my sound so I'm not constantly deafened by sound here. No, but basically, when I first got a copy of this game, I'm pausing it briefly. I was humming the song that I heard on this game in front of my mother, and she's like, "Oh, Greensleeves," and I'm like, "What?" And she explained to me the history of it. Apparently, it was a love song from from a king courting somebody with green sleeves. The original lyrics are, "Alas, my love, ye do me wrong to cast me off discourteously, for I have loved thee so long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves is all my joy, green sleeves is all my delight. Green sleeves can do no wrong, and who but Lady Green Sleeves?" There are additional lyric verses, but I don't know those ones. So, a few things. I do plan on using a walkthrough for this version because this one is a bit foggy. Unlike the previous ones, the remake is not a one-to-one remake. As you'll find out, this game doesn't have the best plot, or the strongest plot, I should say. It's got a lot of areas and moon logic puzzles where you're doing things for just because reasons, and there's no proper overarching story within this game beyond getting to the girl in the tower. Another fantastic song, which is from a later King's Quest. So the remake is actually kind of, they called it King's Quest 2 Plus when it was originally in development. We'll go into that history later. For now, let's just get starting off. So this one uses the same engine as the first one. And as you can see, let's turn up the speed to fastest. That's the other thing. There's now a fastest speed when in the previous one there was only normal, slow, and fast. They added in a fourth speed. So we are on a beach here, and Nice tropical palm trees. And the wave is breaking. So, sort of similar to how the first one does it, this one loops... Oh, crap, we have to swim again still. We still have to tell Graham to manually swim. This one does loop when you go north to south, but there is a difference in this one because there's an ocean. It doesn't completely loop. So there's something here on the ground. Let's say, look, ground. You notice a pretty clamshell lying on the sandy beach. Get clam. When you pick up the clamshell, you see that there's a sparkling sapphire and diamond bracelet under it. Get bracelet. Okay. So, kind of similar to the last game, there's a bunch of treasures that don't have a purpose beyond just kind of collecting them for points. And there is still a dwarf that you want to avoid, because he'll steal your treasure. But, unlike the last one, you can actually steal your treasure back from the dwarf. Sorry, Fireforge. Thievy dwarves. Ooh, a trident. Let's go ahead and get the trident. You pick it up and carry it with you. Alright. So I'm just going to do a quick once through of here, and then we'll start retreating. Okay, we're back to the starting screen. So let's go ahead and go inland a bit more. Oh! So this is one of the Easter eggs in this game. There are a couple. The original Batmobile. It's a cute little Easter egg that it randomly occurs. We got lucky. So there is a cave here. I'm trying to remember if we can even... We can go in, but we can't do what we need to in there. There's an evil witch, Hagatha, who will kill us if she sees us. A lovely lake. Let's do a bit more exploring. I am going to keep to the side here because there are some other enemies that we don't want to meet up with, kind of like the first one. There's an enchanter. Ooh, there's something on the ground laying up against the tree. Look, tree. There's a stake leaning against the tree. Get stake. You cannot get the stake, at least not get steak. There we go. Wrong spelling. I was spelling like the food steak. Sorry. Food was kind of on my mind a bit earlier. I think that this is about where we were last time. Let's keep going. I want to do at least a loop of each, because we just need to collect items right now. We're kind of gathering up shit that we need. Though I feel like I'm missing something, because I could have sworn that there was... We'll come across it later. Whatever it is, I'm sure we'll come across it. Alright, we got to go up and around a bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's... Yeah, that... Okay, we did come to this screen. There looks to be a fence over here to the right. What's this? It appears you have run into Little Red Riding Hood. She looks a little troubled. Whoa, no. Oh, hang on. Talk to girl. You're too far away from her. All right, fine. Tearfully, Little Red Riding Hood explains that someone stole her basket of goodies while she was picking a bouquet of flowers. Could you please help her find it? Yeah, sure, Little Red Riding Hood. So, very much like the first King's Quest, and a lot of the King's Quests do this, they riff on old fairy tales. Ooh, there's a house here with a mailbox. Let's take a look here. Look. The cozy cottage is located in a thick wood. A patio shades the front entrance, and flowers adorn a window box. I'm interested in the mailbox. Look, mailbox. The mailbox has the word Grandma's house on it. Okay, let's open it. Open mailbox. Lo and behold, when you open the mailbox, you see a basket of goodies. Get basket. Okay. So, somebody at least was kind enough to return Little Red Riding Hood's goodies to... Whoa, crap. To Grandma's house. Let's try and find Little Red Riding Hood. If I remember rightly, she just randomly appears. So we might have to wait a minute. I think it's one of those, she randomly appears, so we have to keep trying on the screen until she does. I don't know if it's on... Oh, here it is. There's Little Red Riding Hood. Give basket to girl. Gratefully, Little Red Riding Hood accepts the basket of goodies. In return, she gives you her bouquet of flowers. Oh, nice. Oh, and there she is skipping off with her little basket. How cute. All right. Let's go ahead and take a peep in Grandma's house. Knock. Let's knock and be polite first. You can't do that, at least not now. Okay, how about knock on door? You knock loudly on the door and hear a muffled, "Come in." Open door. Oh, it's Grandma. Talk to Grandma. Grandma is very weak. Her voice wavers as she said, "Good day, kind sir. I would like to offer you a cup of tea, but as you can see, I am ailing." All right, so we got to go get her something to make her feel better. Let's go ahead and take a peep around. Okay, whoa. So we're going to do our full circuit. There is a lake here, and it does not look like a healthy lake because there's dead trees surrounding this lake. Whoa, where's King Graham? Oh, there he is. Hiding behind shit. So, yeah, I don't recommend that we go into that water. I don't think it would be the best idea. Is that a knot in that tree? Let's take a look. Look, tree. The tree around the poison lakes... The trees around the poison lake are dead. How about look in stump? Let's look in this stump. Look in stump. You see nothing special. Okay. How about look in hole? You see nothing special. Okay. It has been probably 15 to 20 years since I've played this version of the game. I much prefer the remake. This one's still good, don't get me wrong. But it is definitely a bit weaker. In fact, it's probably the weakest of the King's Quests. But I really do like the remake. Alright, let's look in Stump. When you peer into the old hollow log, you see a flashing necklace of diamonds and sapphires. Okay, let's get necklace. You pick it up and carry it with you. Alright. Another treasure. Let's hang over to the side of the screen in case something shows up to kill or eat us. Oh, and we're back at Grandma's. Sweet. All right, let's head over a screen. All right, we're at the dead lake. We're not going to touch that lake, so we're going to go the opposite direction. Because, well, actually, you know, let's go ahead and see what happens if we go in the lake. Because, you know, the Sierra deaths are always funny. Dead lake. This is a poisoned lake. Too bad. You die of extreme poisoning. I love the little ditty at the end. Ken and Roberta Williams wish to thank you for playing King's Quest II. We're very sorry that you did not succeed and hope you will fare better next time. Good luck. And like I've pointed out through all the other playthroughs, saving a game was not as easy as a task as it is nowadays. Be thankful for modern technology. Aha! There is a small house in the tree. Let's open door. And we're going to save here because tree house. I don't remember. Okay, we don't have to like type in climb down or anything. Let's see what's over here. Uh-oh, you have stumbled onto the home of the thieving dwarf. Unfortunately for you, he is home. Oh god, let me out of here. I don't remember if he chases you into this room or not. He may or may not. Let's go back down and see if he is gone. I don't know if you actually have to leave. I think you do. Yeah, alright. It is purely a random number generator decision of whether he is there or not. There is nothing you can do to change that. You just have to keep trying until he's not there. And, you know, I've been really terrible and I've just kind of deviated from the walkthrough. I'll use it if I can't figure out what to do, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we just have to exit the home. So you know what we're going to do? Oh! Get him, dwarf. Yeah, Flint, you would do that, traitor. I think we actually have to leave the screen of the door so that he can potentially exit the door. That's what we had to do. So let's try this again. Well, but you've also got to remember, Flint, this is not a good dwarf. This is a thieving dwarf. Alright, so we're going to do this again. Except we're going to exit the screen and come back. And we're just going to keep doing this until we can get down there, because we need to get down in there. Nope, he is still home. So we're just going to exit and come back. I don't know if it's when the RNG for it happens. But let me put it this way. If he's there, I'd have to go out again. So it's just easier to do it ahead of time. Nope. It's just easier to restore and exit the screen. And, you know, let's do it a couple of times just for good measure. This is just one of the problems with these earlier games is the whole RNG stuff. It is purely random. Shit, I just saved down here, didn't I? Crap. I'm curious, actually. Let's see if... Ah, that's when it occurs. It occurs right before it. So, there's a couple of things. This chest... Open chest... Look in chest. You look inside and notice earrings. Get earrings. You reach into the trunk and get it. Close trunk. So normally if the dwarf does steal something from you, it'll be in that chest and you can retrieve it at least. So we're going to actually stop and get soup. You grab the wooden handle of the bubbling pot of chicken soup and you take the pot with you. Alright, let's get out of here before he comes home. Though I don't think he actually comes home while you're in here. But let's not chance it. Alright, now that we've got the soup, we're actually going to go back to Grandma's house. Oh, you've kind of found a quick little dwarf. Dwarves has a bad reputation for stealing treasure. Piss off, dwarf. Alright, so we're back to Grandma's house. And we're going to save... Again, knock on door. You knock loudly on the door and hear a muffled, "Come in, open door." All right. Give soup to Grandma. You feed the hot chicken soup to ailing Grandma. "I feel much better," she says. "In return for your kindness, I have something for you. Look under the bed." Look under bed. You drop to your hands and knees and peer under the bed. A large ruby ring and a black cloak are hidden there, as well as a large dildo. You take them into your possession. So we now have, let's go over with what we have. We've got the trident, the bracelet. Well, let's take a look at these. The bracelet looks like it would fit a small wrist. It's a circlet of diamonds surrounded by beautiful blue sapphires. The trident is rusty and corroded. It looks somewhat like a pitchfork. The ring. The ring is gold with an enormous red ruby. The initials C.D are engraved inside the gold band. We've got the earrings. The diamond and sapphire earrings are very delicate. Each earring has a large sapphire surrounded by glittering diamonds. The clamshell. This is just an ordinary clamshell. There doesn't seem to be anything special about it. Actually, let's open clam shell. You can't do that. Open clam. You can't do that, at least not now. Let's exit Grandma's first. And try again. Okay, at least not now. So we'll try again later. The bouquet of flowers. The bouquet of wildflowers is very pretty. The sweet scent is delightful. The stake. It appears to be an ordinary tent stake. The necklace. The chain of the beautiful necklace is fashioned of many sparkling diamonds and sapphires. In the center of the pendant is a large glittering sapphire. And the black cloak. The black cloak would better fit a man taller than you. Red satin lines the inside. So we'll come back to exactly what that cloak is for in a little bit, but let's continue our explorations. If I remember right, we didn't actually finish going up everywhere on this screen, did we? Or on this bit of the... because we came across the dwarf house, that's why. Let's be careful around here because of that dwarf. We don't need things stolen from us. All right, we've got another log here. Let's look in log. You look into the old log, but see nothing special. We're going to do exploring. All right, that'll do for now. Okay, so we are on the other end of the dead lake, and it looks like there is a castle on the other side. So we'll make our way there eventually. This... Hang on, let's take a look-see. Look! Many trees shade your way as you journey through the land of Kalima. Ooh, there's a huge-ass canyon here. Let's be careful of that. I don't want to fall in there. Let's continue exploring around here. Keeping to the edge of the screen so that we don't get killed or stolen from. Oh, there's a church. Here, let's go and let's go into the church. All I've got to say is this church looks kind of like it's got like a southwestern or like Mexican feel almost to it, which is strange for the area that we're in. We're going to go up here and we're going to pray. You kneel near the altar, bowing your head, you pray. The plump monk lifts his head from prayer and seems to notice you for the first time. He stands and asks your name. Graham. The kindly monk explains that he has heard of you and your quest. Here's my cross. It will protect you from evil, he says. He removes a chain with a silver cross from it around his neck and gives it to you. The monk then resumes his prayers. Wear cross. You place the silver cross and chain around your neck and wear it as a necklace. That also got us points. Oh, okay, let's see. We've got a couple of things here. Let's look in this hole. Look in hole. There's a glittering diamond and sapphire brooch lying on the ground in the opening between the rocks. Get brooch. You get the brooch. Let's take a look at it. The brooch has an enormous sapphire encircled by 2 rows of glittering diamonds. And the cross. You see a shiny silver cross dangling from a silver chain. All right. Let's go ahead and swim across this lake here. Ooh, there is a house of some variety here. Look. This is a quaint little antique shop. There's a sign in the window. Read sign. The sign says closed. All right, we'll come back later. It's not open yet. In fact, let's go ahead and save again, just in case. And I am staying towards the edge of the screen, just in case, so we don't get robbed or killed. Well, we got to swim across this one. And it looks like I also missed a few because of that church. So let's go ahead and just make sure. Oh, no, we didn't miss anything there. Okay. Let's explore this canyon, because this is where things begin to get a bit important. There is a rickety bridge here. Look. The bridge spanning the chasm seems to be unstable and tottery. Are you entertaining thoughts of crossing it? I sure am. So let's go ahead and cross this bridge now that we've got to it. And we got a point for that. Wait, did we? Yes, we did. Okay. I was making sure we didn't lose a point for some reason. All right, let's go north. Oh, crap. We don't want to fall in there. There is a door here. Let's take a look at this door. Look. Whoop. Crap. Did not mean to click on that. Look door. This is a magical door. If you can open it, the door will lead you to your heart's desire. There's an inscription on the door. Read door. The inscription reads, "Whosoever chooses to seek the key for this door will undoubtedly make a splash." All right, I think that's a hint for us. So let's go ahead and figure out where to make our splash. I would assume that means something to do with the ocean. Whoa, crap. We don't want to fall down that. That looks quite deadly. And knowing King's Quest it is. Actually, you know what? Whoops. King Graham has fallen into the chasm, ending his quest. I love that little musical sting. All right. So, the bridge here, you can only cross it a certain amount of times. And you can only cross it the amount of times that you need to beat the game. So we cannot go over it unless we have a key. Or are coming back from depositing a key. Oh shit, let's get out of here, because dwarf. Let's head back towards the ocean. And see if we can't figure out how to make a splash. Oh no, the thievy dwarf. Tell your kin to stay away, Flint. I'm surprised we haven't seen some of the other denizens that are around here. Because there's an enchanter and... I'm not sure what else there is. I want to say there's one more that's a bit more deadly, like an ogre or something. Or a wolf or something, but I don't remember. There's also a log here, which is bothering me. Look, log. You see nothing special. Just look. Beautiful sandy beach. Can we push this log? Push log. You can't do that, at least not now. Okay, maybe not. Ah! There is a mermaid here. Give bouquet. I wanted to spell it bucket. B-O-U-Q-U-E-T. Give bouquet to mermaid. You're too far away. All right. Well, we'll try this again. Gotta swim first. You graciously offer the beautiful bouquet of wildflowers to the mermaid. She loves the wildflowers. She loves the flowers. She then summons forth a magic seahorse. Maybe you could ride it. Ride seahorse. Quick as a flash, it glides under the water with you on its back. Oh God, we're gonna die. We're gonna drown. And there's a shark, too. Shit. Couple of sharks. It's the king. It's King Triton. Give trident to king. Reverently, King Neptune accepts his lost trident from you. He gives you a bottle, then waves the trident in front of the huge clam, which opens and reveals a large golden key. Get key. Okay. All right, so we have the first key to open the door. This part's automated. We can't actually do anything. I'd like to point out the sharks. They actually do make a reappearance in the remake. It was way too easy to get that first key. They flesh it out way more in the remake, and that's part of the joy of it. So let's go ahead and go take care of our key. Because if I remember rightly, we cannot advance in the game until we do. I want to say it's actually down a bit first before we get to the chasm. And I don't think there's any denizens on the screens around the poison lake. I don't think there are. And if there are, we restore. It's no big deal. Another issue I have with this game is the lack of music. And I get it. Like, it was on 1 or 2 5.25 discs. Like, space was very limited in this era. I do understand that. And they do improve upon it in later King's Quests. 3 actually has a banging soundtrack. When we do eventually play King's Quest 3, that's going to be a weird one, because we'll play through the original one first, but there are actually 2 remakes made by 2 separate fan communities, both in the VGA style. I'll talk about that closer to the time, though. So let's put key, if I could spell, key in door. How about unlock door? I could spell. The key to the first door fits easily into the keyhole. You turn the key and presto, the door opens and the key disappears, revealing a second door with another inscription. Read door. The inscription reads, "Whosoever chooses to seek the key for this door should set their sights high." Another minor issue I have with this game is there's not really multiple pathways like there were in the first King's Quest. There's like 1 or 2 where you can choose to do the non-violent version of things. But it doesn't have like multiple versions of it, because in the first one, there's the dragon and the giant and the leprechauns, all of which you can deal with in different ways. In this one, there's only one point, I think, that one point that I know of where you can choose a violent or a non-violent version of things, which is a bit unfortunate. Again, I do think that this is probably the weakest of the King's Quests. At least for the original. I really do love the remake. I think it makes it a decent game. Look sign. The sign says open. Hell yeah. Oh, we got one other thing from from King Neptune. We also got a bottle. There's a large cloth in the glass bottle. Open bottle. The glass bottle is already open. Get cloth. You pull a large piece of cloth out of the bottle. Okay, that'll come in handy later. But for now, open door. A little old lady in the antique shop says, "How may I help you?" Let's see. Talk to lady. The little old lady motions towards the old oil lamp. This is a new item to my shop, she says. I thought you might be interested in it. Buy lamp. The oil lamp is expensive, the little old lady says. It will cost you 2 treasures. There's an alternate, though, she says. The old hag, Hagatha, stole my precious nightingale. If you can return it to me, then I will give you the oil lamp. Okay, so we definitely want to not get rid of the treasures, because it'll decrease our score, and those are our wedding presents for our bride-to-be. So we're going to do the alternate and get the nightingale from Hagatha. So let's head on back to the Bat Cave. I do love that Batman Easter egg. It's just so cute and well done. Oh man, I am so looking forward to playing the remake of this. Not that this isn't fun, but man, it's quiet. It's just dead silence while you play this. Like, it's really bothering me. And like, yeah, some of the AGI games from this era are quiet, by all means, but they're not this quiet. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to let's take a peep in here before we advance any further. Oh, she's gone. Great. Put cloth on cage. You drape the cloth over the bird cage. Hopefully this will keep the nightingale quiet. Get cage. Quietly, you pick up the covered bird cage with the nightingale. To your relief, the little bird remains silent. So, I didn't realize that Hagatha cannot be there. She normally is. As you leave the dark cave, you remove the cloth from the cage. You can actually get... Oh, wow. It chirps. You can actually get the bird while Hagatha is in there. If you stick to the north side of the cave and you cover the cage, she will not notice it. So it is possible to get it without alerting her while she's in there. But hey, I will take her not being there gladly. And oh no, we don't want to be there. We want to go to the antique shop, which is a little bit further down. But hell yeah, we get to save our treasures. And you know what? Let's take a quick look here. Look in Stump. You see nothing special. Okay. I didn't think there was anything in there, but like I said, it's been 15 plus years, so I'm not taking any chances. Okie dokie. Let's see here. I want to say that the enchanter can actually come on this screen. Open door. Little old lady says, "How may I help you?" Give cage. Give cage to old lady. You hand the bird cage with the nightingale to the little old lady. "My precious!" she exclaims. In gratitude, she gives you the oil lamp. "Good luck," she says. She then hastens you out of the door. You out the door and closes up shop. Okay, so let's take a look at this lamp here. The old oil lamp is fashioned of brass that has been tarnished. There's a sprout at one end and a round handle at the other. The lamp is empty inside. Rub lamp. Ooh, a genie. When you rub the tarnished brass lamp, you hear a poof, and a genie appears. "Master," he says, "I leave a gift for you, a magic carpet." The genie then poofs back into the lamp. Oh, here we are. There's the enchanter I knew was here. Okay. Before we use the rug, I need to find something, and I need to figure out where it is, because I don't remember. So let me do a quick search on... Oh, okay. That's what it is. So, I forgot. We should rub the lamp again. We've got 3 wishes after all. When you rub the lamp, you hear a loud poof, and a genie magically appears. Master, he says, I leave a gift for you, a beautiful sword. The genie then disappears in a puff of smoke. And once more... Using your sleeve as a cloth, you rub the lamp, causing the genie to appear again. Master, he says, I leave a gift for you, a leather bridle. The genie then pops back into the lamp. Oh no, the lamp has disappeared from your hands. So let's use the carpet. Ride carpet. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. All right. Phew. Rug. Man, we are high up. I'm curious. It seems you have fallen to your death from this high mountaintop. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure what it did beyond the dialogue. Look out! There's a poisonous viper blocking your path. Watch out! A poisonous snake! I think you mean venomous. They always had that problem. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to do something. This is a point where there are 2 solutions. Use sword on snake. And actually, we're going to save right here. You can't do that, at least not now. Let's go ahead and get closer. Oh, oh crap. The snake has struck you dead. I got too close. All right. Let's try this again. Kill snake with sword. Not right now. Okay, how about now? Use sword on snake. Crap. Okay. Throw sword at snake. Not right now. Hang on. Erg. Man, it's a tough little pass to get. How about slay snake? Slay, queen, slay! Kill snake. Brandishing the sharp sword, you quickly slash the viper to ribbons. So that's one solution. Or, the other more moon logic one is throw bridle at snake. You toss the leather bridle onto the coiled snake instantly. Or, sorry, onto the coiled snake. Instantly, there stands before you not a snake, but a beautiful winged horse wearing the bridle. Talk to horse. Thank you, kind sir, for saving me. An evil enchanter turned me into a snake when I refused to be his steed. To repay you, here is a magic sugar cube that will guard against poisonous brambles. And he then fucks off. Okay, so this is a fantastic little Easter egg. We're going to look in this hole. Oh no, this is as bad can be. Upon looking into the hole, you believe you see an incredibly blatant plug for another Sierra 3D animated adventure. Hang on. It is a plug for Space Quest 1, which we just played. In deep space, a vessel drifts. Unbeknownst to you, the dreaded Sarians, those bad boys, blah, blah, blah. The text is too quick, as you can see. This is what I was trying to trigger the other day. The meteor strike. Instead, the Grell was just kind of eating us. So, the story is, this was snuck in to the game, and Roberta Williams did not know about it until after it had shipped, and she was beyond furious with I want to say it was Mark Crow who snuck it in. Um, she was furious. Now she's totally cool with it and gets why it's there and is okay with it. But at the time, she was pissed. Briefly befuddled by this bizarre event, you brace yourself and continue with the quest before you. So yeah, Sierra always plugs their own games within their games, which is part of the joy of this. So within here is the cave with the key. Let's get the key. Get the key. The key. Okay. So hell yeah, we've got a key now. And let's go ahead and ride carpet. Woohoo! We don't have to walk all the way back. I'll say this, I do like the fact that some of these sequences are automated. It's just nice not to have to worry about it. Okay, we're back on terra firma. Let's go ahead and make our way to the door. Or to the canyon, I should say. Let's not drown, though. And let's open the next door. Yeah, almost. One more. That's right. Ooh, crap. Man, that was close. That was very close. Let's see. Second key. So, unlock door. The key to the second door fits easily into the keyhole. You turn the key and Shazam! The door opens and the second gold key disappears, revealing a third door with yet another inscription. Read door. Whosoever chooses to seek the last key must have a stout heart. Now that one's really cryptic. We do have, I believe, everything. I'm pretty sure we do. So the only place left, because we're getting close-ish to the end. The only place left we haven't been to is the castle. So, castle time. Now, the remake of this, there's actually, like, a better story and... Well, you'll see soon enough. Like, it is a really good remake. I cannot wait to show you. And there's full voice acting in it too, I might add. That's the other thing. And I'll give a bit more of the history of the game when we play it. Ah, here we go. So, it looks like death is there. Look. The lake is foul and stinking. It may be poisoned. All vegetation looks dead around it. There's a desolate island in the middle of the poisoned lake. A shrouded figure stands silent. So we need to trick this guy to thinking we're someone else. So we're going to do some things. We got a ring and a cloak. So we're going to wear the ring. You are now wearing the beautiful ruby ring. And wear cloak. With a flourish, you fling the black cloak around your neck and fasten it. Unfortunately, there is no sprite of Graham wearing the cloak. But let's approach the hooded figure and talk to figure. You get no response from the figure. Get in boat. The shrouded ghoul looks at the ruby ring on your finger and the black cloak around your neck. He motions for you to enter the boat, which you do. You must have fooled him into thinking you were someone else. Okay, get out of boat. Okay, so these brambles are all poisoned. You can try to guide your way through the brambles, but you can also just eat the sugar cube. After swallowing the magic sugar cube, you get a feeling of invincibility. And a point. Basically, you don't have to worry about pricking yourself. Can you get through? Yes. But if we do prick ourselves, we're okay. There are 2 spooky ghosts guarding the door of the gloomy castle. This situation looks bad. Show cross. Not right now. Okay, hang on, here we go. The 2 spirits are fooled by the black cloak and the large ruby ring that you are wearing. They slowly float away. Maybe you remind them of someone else. Open door. Oh yeah, some music. Let's take a quick look around. Ooh, we've got a cool spiral staircase. Actually, oh wait, hang on. Before we do that, we need to get something else. I want to say it's... No, wait. It's up here. That's right. Again, sorry. Like I said, been 15 plus years since I played this version. I'm used to the remake where things are similar but not quite the same. Okay. Let's look in these drawers. Open drawers. There's a candle lying in the drawer of the old dresser. Get candle. You pick up and carry it with you. Okay. Close drawer. No, wait. The more I think about it, there is another violent / non-violent choice, but there's several, actually. No, okay. I take back what I said about the lack of choices. They do exist, the more I think about it. I'm just remembering a bit wrong. Oh, I forgot one thing here. We have to do this on this screen, or we won't be able to do it. We have to light candle. You hold your candle up to the blazing torch. It catches. Your candle is now lit. So basically, if you don't do it there, you're not tall enough to reach the torches to light the candle. Like, those are way too high. And there might be a second spot, but why go back? Okay, what's this? There's something on the table. Look. This is the dingy dining room of the drafty old castle. Ants crawl among the old bits of food. Dust covers a dilapidated tabletop. A delicious-looking smoked ham is on the table. Get ham. Okay. We're missing something, aren't we? Crap, we are. What's up here? I don't remember this spot. All right, let's explore up here, because what we need might be up here. Ah, shit. Crap. We've got to redo that again, because I didn't save. Remember, kids, save scum in these games. It's okay. Do we have the candle? Please tell me you have the candle. Ah, shit. We don't even have the candle. Crap. Save scum. Save early, save often. And we might actually have to go back because I think I forgot something. Open drawer. Get candle. Close drawer. Save. And if we do, it's not so terrible. We just have to go back before we cross the lake. Light candle. All right, it's now lit. Again, save. Okay, cool. Get ham. Yum. All right. Now, I don't remember this tower at all. Like, at all. It might have been in the original, or it might... It might have been there and I just don't remember it. Oh, no, there is something up here. Good. What's up? What's in the chest? Maybe this is what I need. Open chest. The old chest is locked shut. You need to unlock it. Crap, I don't have a key, do I? Use sword on chest. You can't do that. Okay, fine. We've got to find a key. Crap. I know where the key is, too. I think. Maybe that's the key. The third key is in that chest. I forget. It. Like I said, it's been a while. It's been a while. All right, let's go on down here. Shit. Another stair quest adventure. Thank you, Sierra. I want to say that this is just a landing. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, that's just... But there is a cute little rat. That's kind of cute. So, this next room, if I remember right, is a random number generator. Look in coffin. Trembling with fear, you peer into the ornate coffin. Finding it unoccupied, you see the interior is lined with shiny red satin. A red satin pillow lies at one end. Look under pillow. You can't do that, at least not now. Get pillow. You remove the shiny red pillow from the coffin. Lo and behold, a large gold key was under the pillow. Get key. Okay. All right, we're going to leave. Okay, and we're going to go back in because we're not done yet here, technically. Come on. Ah, here we go. We've got to be very careful here. Open coffin. With trepidation, you lift the heavy lid of the beautifully carved coffin. Your heart beats wildly when you see a vampire lying asleep within it. It must be Count Dracula! Okay, so we're going to slow this down. Use stake on Dracula. Not right now. Fine. Kill Dracula with stake. Use stake in heart. Fine. Hang on. We're going to just quickly look up the command. Kill Dracula. Okay. It's just kill Dracula. That's all it is. I am overthinking this. Kill... Ah, crap. He is awake. This is why we saved. Open coffin. Kill Dracula. You plunge the sword into Count Dracula's sleeping body. Oh dear, it has no effect. You just woke him up. Ah, shit. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, we don't have what we need. Fuck. All right. We're going to have to go back and redo this whole castle sequence because I'm a dumbass. So we are going to just redo this. It won't take very long. Now that we've done it at least once. So we're going to unlock door. Read door. Okay, stout heart, got it. So the problem is we have the stake to drive into his heart, but we need to like pound it in. So we need like a wooden mallet. And that's what I forgot to find. So let's see if we can't find it. from the bridge screen, go left one screen and up one. And there's a tree near the middle of the screen, so left and up. Okay. Look in hole. So I was right to try and look in there. When you peek into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. Get crap mallet. You pick the mallet and carry it with you. And shit, the dwarf stole something. We're going to try this again. Look in hole. Get mallet. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. And we're going to save. And we're going to redo this. Wear ring. Wear cloak. And get in boat. Whee! Across we go. Get out. Get out of boat. Whoop, nope, we don't want to do that. Eat sugar cube. Yay, we feel invincible. Alright, and we got the ghosties that leave us alone. Open door. Okay, and the reason that we need the candle, it doesn't explicitly state it when you have it, but when you start to go down into the dungeon, if you don't have the lit candle, you basically, it's too dark to see and you trip and die. Just the graphics were not sophisticated enough to show it. So, open drawer, get candle, close drawer. And we don't have to close the drawer. I like to put things back as I find them. You know, you don't want to be the obvious thief if you can help it. Light candle. So yeah, but you actually have no choice but to kill Dracula. Get ham. Yoink. And we're at a point we're going to save, because save scumming is important here. So we're just going to wait until Dracula's in there to kill him. Ah, shit. Oh, no, we're still alive. Oh, good. Did I lose score for that? No, I didn't. Okay. Sorry, just... I'm always paranoid in these older games, because they will take away points for certain things. They take it away if you kick the body in Space Quest 1. They'll take it away if you lose treasures here. I want to try and get the full score. We're going to get quite a bit. Oh, it's closed. Shh, quiet. We're also going to slow this down. And we're going to save. Open coffin. With trepidation, you lift the heavy lid of the beautifully carved coffin. Your heart beats wildly when you see a vampire lying asleep within it. It must be Count Dracula. Kill Dracula. There we go. You place the pointed stake on Count Dracula's chest. Quickly, using the mallet, you pound the stake through his heart. Dracula disintegrates into a pile of dust. A small silver key is left behind in the coffin. Get key. Okay, and then get pillow. You remove the shiny red pillow from the coffin. Lo and behold, the large gold key is under the pillow. Get key. Okay, so we now have the silver key, a shiny silver key, which I believe is for the one at the top of the tower. And we've got the gold key. It's a shiny gold key, very similar to the one that we need to open the door. In fact, it is the one we need to open the door. The rat here, I think, is just for mood. I don't think it actually has a purpose beyond that. Sometimes Sierra just has random animals. So let's go ahead and see if we can't open up that final chest. So, I mean, technically you don't have to kill Dracula, but if you don't get the silver key to get into this chest. Unlock chest with silver key. Okay, fine. How about unlock chest? With hands trembling, you fit the little silver key into the lock. Slowly, you turn it until you hear a click. The old chest is now unlocked. Open chest. With a creak and a groan, the old lid opens, dragging cobwebs with it. Looking inside the interior of the musty chest, you see a dazzling diamond and sapphire tiara. Get tiara. You pick it up and carry it with you. So I would like to point out that the tiara is here within the castle. The tiara is all of the treasures you can get in the remake, but the tiara does play an important story point in the remake. I just wanted to point out that it is still tied to the castle. Let's actually take a quick look here at the tiara. This tiara is stunning. It is encrusted with diamonds from back to the front, progressively getting larger. The center stone in the front is a dazzling sapphire. So if you notice, they're all diamonds and sapphires. There's no rubies or emeralds or topazes or anything else. I'm surprised it didn't comment. It just, okay. For some reason, I thought it commented when you get pricked and the sugar cube having an effect, but I guess not. Get in boat. You climb into the decrepit rowboat, and the shrouded fiend paddles across the toxic lake to the shore. Sweet. We now have the third key. Let's go ahead and make our way towards the door and to our bride. Okay. We're getting close because we're at 155 out of 185. I think I've done everything. I'm honestly, I'm not going to go recheck the walkthrough. Oh, fuck. I always forget about that part. It's not worth it. If we don't get a full score, we don't, but I think we will. In fact, let's do third key, just in case. So if we try to cross that bridge again, I believe it will collapse and kill us. So let's unlock door. The key to the third door fits easily into the keyhole. You turn the key and presto, the door opens. And again, the key disappears, revealing a world unlike any you've ever seen before. Okay, so we are in some magical land. Let's take a look. The sand on the sparkling beach is a deep blue. The bright sunlight from a gorgeous pink sky dances across it. Cliffs tower above the beach. Okay, so we've got... well, here, let's take a quick look here. The sand on the sparkling beach is a deep blue. The bright sunlight from a... Okay, it's the same description. Just making sure, couldn't remember. Ah, there's a net. Get net. You reach down and retrieve the fishing net. So this is where there is actually a couple of solutions. We're going to go fishing. Use net. Fish with net. You cast the fishing net into the wild sea. Upon retrieving it, you see you have caught a large golden fish. It falls from the net and flops helplessly on the beach. So we're going to kill fish. You plunge your sword into the writhing fish, instantly killing it. Eat fish? You don't have the fish. Get fish. Holding your nose, You pick up the dead, stinking fish. Yuck! With a mighty heave, you throw the fish back into the sea. Slowly, it sinks to the bottom. I didn't mean kill it. Hang on. Because I tend not to do this way here. Okay, so you know, we're actually just going to restore, because maybe it's not a second solution. I, for some reason, thought it was. Go fish. Fish with net. You fish and fish and fish. However, no matter how hard you try, you don't seem to be able to catch anything. We got lucky. It doesn't always come the first try. There we go. Get fish. You grab the flopping fish, its mouth wide open, and its gills are extended with extended. With difficulty, you hold the fish as it twists and turns in your hands. Throw fish in sea. You throw the poor gasping fish back into the iridescent water. Gratefully, it calls to you. In return for saving my life, I wish to offer you a ride across this ocean. Ride fish. Whee! Oh God, that looks so awful. Yeah, I'd be dizzy too, Graham. Okay, so we are on the shores of somewhere else. Distant shores. A glint of metal catches your eye. You look towards the direction of the glint and see an amulet lying on the ground. Hang on. Amulet. Okay. Let's take a look at this amulet here. Where is the amulet? Ah, there. Amulet. You examine the amulet. It is made of bronze that is tarnished with age. A tiger's eye stone is embedded in the front. You turn the amulet over and see the word home engraved on the back. So I think that's our ticket off this island. And there's also a tiny island over there. Let's explore the island before we go towards its center. Just explore the outer rim. But there is a tower there in the center, an ivory tower. I think there's all there is to get on this island, but let's just double check. Okay, I don't see anything else. So let's go ahead and open the door. Open door. More stairs. Just what I always wanted to do. Navigate stairs. Man, the 80s really were a different time for video games. This was considered fun. Also, I might like to point out, if you are playing this, it is so much easier with a full numpad to do the diagonals. Be careful, there's a huge lion with dripping fangs at the top of the stairs. He has a hungry look in his eyes. So, there's two solutions here. We just need to get past the lion, so let's go ahead and kill the lion. You must get closer for that. Oh, here, let's let him kill us first. Oh, crunch, snarl, chomp. Well, you made a nice meal for the hungry lion. Smack, slurp. All right. Kill lion. You must get closer for that. Okay. With one mighty heave of your sword, you fatally wound the large lion. He slumps to the floor. So that is one way to kill the lion, or to deal with the lion, but not the best way, because we like the non-violent way. So we actually got something earlier. We got the ham. We're gonna give the ham to the lion. Hungrily, the lion gobbles down the smoked ham and then falls fast asleep. Aww. He was just hungry. Tower. All right, let's open door. You have found her. The girl from the magic mirror. She's even more beautiful than you had imagined. Talk woman. My name is Valenice. What is your name? Graham. Oh, Graham, I'm forever grateful to you. Give treasure. Okay, how about give tiara? You can't do that, at least not now. Okay. Kiss. Kiss woman? Come closer, kind sir. You tentatively embrace the beautiful girl. Your lips meet hers, and you're both in ecstasy. This was well worth playing the game for. Marry me? Don't be impatient. You just met. Take some time and get acquainted. Talk woman. This is no time for small talk. Okay, we do have that amulet. Home. You murmur the word home. A tingling sensation envelops your body. You black out for a second. When you come to, you see you are somewhere else. Congratulations, King Graham. You have won the hand of beautiful Valenice. May you two live happily ever after. So we did get a full score. And everybody from the game is here. Oh, even the dragon from the previous game. How nice. Even King Edward's visiting. The monk declares you man and wife. Aw. And the fairy is sprinkling you. Oh, and you're back home in Daventry. You've enjoyed this game. If you have enjoyed this game, please ask your dealer if there are any more. King's Quest III, to err is human. To really foul things up takes computer. Thank you from the King's Quest development team. Ken, Roberta, Saul, Jeff, Chris, Scott, Doug, Mark, Al, Dale, and someone else. Thank you for playing King's Quest. The quality assurance team, blah, blah, blah. More credits. And I think, yeah, it just repeats at this point. So we're just going to quit. So that's the original one. Now it's time for the remake. This one is done by the same people that did the remake of King's Quest I that we played through a little while back. This was released, it was December of either 2002 or 2003, I forget which. And when this first came out, there was no voice acting. This was a different intro screen. This was when they were still calling themselves Tierra. And what they said was that due to the timing of like the music and stuff, that they weren't going to be able to do the voice overs for the game. They lied, and intentionally so. Like, and they released it on April Fool's Day, the voiced version, if I remember rightly. But the original version was released in December or so. And this one is a much more grand version of the story. Like I said, they've reimagined it. So we're just going to sit back and watch. So when they were first working on this game, they explained that there was a big surprise coming for the intro. And it really actually delayed the game while they worked on it. You'll see soon enough exactly what it was that they were working on. I really love this version of the game. They truly did it justice. And they also start off a story arc that ties into the actual Sierra games. And into the King's Quest III remake that they do. That's why we're going to play both versions of the fan remakes.
Your Majesty. King Graham?
Oh, yes, Minister,
Gervain, sire.
Of course. My apologies, Gervain.
Not necessary, Your Majesty. After all, I've been your security and defense minister for but a short while.
Yes. Where did you say you were from again?
Just some small, insignificant land to the far south. Pales greatly in comparison to your realm, my lord.
Ah, do you have something to report?
As a matter of fact, my liege, there's a small concern regarding the duty shifts of some of the castle guards and of the countryside patrols. Also, we are expecting our armed entourage from our nearest neighbor to return within the week. And there is the matter of an alliance with... my liege?
My apologies again, Minister Gervain. Please, continue.
Yes. As I was saying, there is the matter of an alliance with Hesperia.
Another
They
King's
have
Quest
become
reference.
a strong nation now, and it may be prudent to show our willingness to support them, lest they decide we are more of a hindrance than a help.
Does the king there have any daughters who've come of age?
I do not believe so, sire. As for the security arrangements for the royal ball held last week, I do believe the evening went by very smoothly. I dare say just about every princess in this region attended, and not one lost slipper, to coin a phrase.
Ugh, please, do not remind me.
Indeed, there were none to fetch you. Would you like me to go over your plans for today, my lord? Very well.
Oh, forgive me once again. I am afraid that my mind wanders much these days. I wonder if my predecessor experienced times like these.
No doubt. Though I did not know King Edward the Benevolent personally, I understand he was a happy and astute man during his married life, before his wife passed away, that is. If I may be so bold, perhaps my lord is feeling that certain rooms in his castle are somewhat sparsely filled. The throne room, for example, and other rooms that serve but a single soul, like your dining room and your bed chambers.
That's kind of forward of you.
Perhaps, but I do fear I've met no such candidates that would fill the rooms you have mentioned.
Phrasing.
You should not lose heart, your majesty. If you pause to reflect for but a moment, you may see clearly what is hidden to others.
Ooh, the mirror.
You gaze into the mirror. The minister's words seem to echo in your head. If you pause to reflect for but a moment.
Yeah, reflect.
Not that you've been doing much else lately. For many weeks now, you've been reflecting over the direction your life has taken. While Daventry has prospered under your wise leadership, so far your existence has been a dreadfully lonely one. Wait, the mirror is changing. As you watch, you begin to see a series of images, though you struggle to fathom their meaning. You recognize the landscape. It is Kalima, a land not far from Daventry.
So this was the big surprise that they kept delaying the game for. Which, yeah, the CG isn't the best, but it's still really cool. Really well done. Like, it really does give a cool overview of the land. I mean, if you're going to have a magic mirror, you might as well have it be dramatic and show you a cool-ass vision like that.
You see the most beautiful woman you have ever set eyes upon. Somehow you can feel her sadness and her intense desire to leave that place. She is a prisoner in that tower.
Did you find what you were looking for, sire?
I require my ship ready for transport, Gervain. I shall be going on a trip presently.
Indeed. Where shall I tell the captain you'll be heading?
To Kalima. I have to find someone.
I see. Well, if you must go, it is my duty to ensure that you leave prepared. Arm yourself, sire. I hear Kalima is not the safe haven it once was.
Of course. I shall take the sword of the first king, as is my right.
A wise precaution, sire. And, if I may be so brash to ask, who might you be seeking?
If all goes well, my bride.
Oh yeah. Time to fill that bedchamber. So this time we're taking a sword with us. You know, like a smart person would. Meanwhile, in Colima.
Father,
Sister Agatha,
how may I be of service?
an opportunity has arisen, sister. I trust you still have your captive held securely away.
Of course.
A bit cruel keeping her locked away like that, do you not think?
No. How dare she flaunt her beauty in front of all to see? Her foolish male admirers see her and forget that I was the most beautiful of all in my day.
And in your own special way, you are still beautiful.
You devil!
That is not an unfair description.
Now, you mentioned a service, I believe.
Yes, the King of Daventry has advised his faithful minister that he shall be departing for Kalima presently. On a quest, you might say.
Really? What kind?
The kind that involves sticking his neck out to rescue a damsel in distress.
And what have I to do with his neck?
Put simply, my dear, ferret.
Hell yeah. Now that is an intro. So, if you notice, the title has changed from Romancing the Throne to Romancing the Stones. Yes, definitely the movie is being referenced here. Let's go ahead and begin.
A day's journeying from Daventry has found you by the shores of Colima. Your ship, the Grand Thithor, and its crew have deposited you and will return the day after tomorrow. Hopefully this will give you enough time to locate and release the imprisoned woman you saw in the magic mirror.
All right, so as you can tell, things are already a bit different. We're going to make a quick beeline because there's actually a really cool little bit of art that we can only see at this one point right here. If you go south quick enough, you get to see the ship sailing away. So already we're going to grab a net.
You untangle the net from the pylon and take it with you.
So, this one is very similar to the original in a lot of ways, and very different in others. For one, it does not loop. The map does not loop one bit. Before we go, let's go along the shoreline because there are some things we need to get. First, we need...
The fallen picket feels reasonably sturdy and is pointed at one end. Believing that you may find a use for it, you retrieve it and carry it with you.
Alright, so let's see. What else is there? Oh, here's a log.
You look under the log and discover a clam lying beneath it. You pick it up.
So,
There's nothing.
unlike the previous one, not everything is the same. In this
You
one,
open the clam and discover, to your surprise, a dazzling pearl.
already things have changed. But you can still see a lot of the screens are certainly based off of the original. But a lot isn't. In fact, let's go back and see if we can't trigger our favorite little Easter egg. Because they certainly included it. Oh, hang on. There's somebody
Repressing
here. It's Little Red Riding Hood again.
Repress.
Hello, who are you?
My name is Graham. What is yours?
Possum. That is what my grandma calls me. She is not at all well these days.
Man, the
I
pitch
was
shift does
collecting
not work
flowers
well
for
for this
her.
character, but
Now I cannot
that's okay.
anymore.
Why is that?
My basket is missing. I looked everywhere for it. It must be around here somewhere.
I will keep my eye out for it.
Thank you, Graham.
all right, come on, give me Batman. Come on, Batman, please. Here we go. This time they went with the 1990s Batman with the afterburner, Batmobile with the afterburner. I love how it crashes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and save at Hagatha's cave. Let's go in and
As
sneak
you near
in.
the cave, the bat symbol above the entrance starts radiating an ominous black glow.
Ooh,
You saw black glow. You did not slow, turned not away. You've had your day.
okay. So that's already a bit different. I want to just take a quick look here.
It is a human skull with a radiant blue stone wedged into its eye socket. It is a human skull with large eye sockets.
Okay, so one of them has a blue stone in it.
As you have no desire to risk certain death by venturing into the cave, you have no reason to manipulate anything in or around it.
Okay, so this is one of those, we've got to come back to it
As
later.
you near the cave,
And we've got to figure out where Little Red Riding Hood's basket is. Last time it was in Grandma's mailbox. Okay, so there's a little duckling here. We're
Don't-
gonna...
you walk
Capture it.
into position and try to catch the baby bird.
Because it's all by its lonesome and should be with its mommy.
You throw the net over the pond, and the baby bird is caught unharmed.
Oh yeah, so we now have a baby bird. So let's go ahead and see if we can't find her
You
picnic
open the
basket.
mailbox. Inside there is, incredibly, a letter addressed to the resident. You decide to leave it in there. A card has been dropped in it also. You read it.
Have you been missing church services lately? How long, a while since your last confession? There is still time yet to repent your sins before the final hour. Come to the Church of Kalima to pray for your own salvation, or just make a donation. Put your faith back into the church and walk the path that has been laid down before you. Hours from dusk till dawn. All right. Let's keep going down this path here. Exploring. Ooh, let's take
This
a look in.
large fallen log is all that remains of a once grand tree. This large fall.
No, I want to look in. Come on.
This large.
Okay, we
You
have to use
peer
the
into
hand.
the depths of the dark hole. As luck would have it, you discover a beautiful set of earrings hidden inside. Each one is laced with glittering diamonds and contains a lovely blue sapphire stone in the center. Perhaps someone stashed them here. At any rate, you take them into your possession.
So, I'd like to point out that the earrings originally were in the dwarf's chest. But not anymore. Ooh, there's something
You
here.
reach out and pluck a large, juicy-looking lemon from the tree.
Lemon. What's over this way? Okay, so this actually is a screen we want to get off of because there's a baddie that can come along. We'll come back to it later, though. Ooh, a pumpkin patch. Let's get a pumpkin.
You look for a nice, large pumpkin to take from the patch.
Hey, watch it!
Oh, sorry. I was not aware you could talk.
Likewise. Anyway, be careful where you're treading. You're spoiling the good soil by standing so close. And I got 8 kids to feed.
You glance at the smaller pumpkins. These must be her children.
I only count 7.
Yeah, well, I had 8. Then some strange man who spoke even stranger came by. He claimed to be a hortico. Claimed to know a bit about plants. I let him take a look at my little darlings. Anyway, before I knew it, he'd gone and pinched one of my babies. Took off towards the town, he did. Of all the naive. Just because we're plants doesn't mean we don't deserve any respect.
I am sure that is true.
Man, you are just vying for that dwarf, aren't you? All right. There are
You
other
release the little
swans.
bird into the pond.
Let's reunite. Aw. Oh, and one of them dropped a feather.
You pick up the white feather and put it carefully away.
So, this King Graham looks very similar. It might even be the same sprite. I'd need to compare it to the one from King's Quest V, which we'll eventually get to. And I'm looking forward to getting to it because it is a good one. Oh, here's the dwarf's house. We'll come back because we don't need it yet.
You peer into the log, but see nothing of interest.
Hey, what's that on the ground there?
3 gold coins shimmer in a nearby patch of grass.
Let's save before we get coins. They just look too conspicuous there. Oh, God!
Oh no, you've been caught in a trap. Whoever set it will probably return soon.
Uh-oh. It's the dwarf! Damn it!
Ah, marvelous. What a catch.
I'm sure you're happy, Flint. Oh, God. He's got a knife.
I feel like a bit of target practice.
Oh!
There are safer ways to trigger a trap, or didn't you notice it?
Okay, let's go back. So, there was a trap that we sprung. Well, let's sever the trap. And now let's get the coins.
As you pick up the gold coins, they suddenly turn dark. Now they resemble ordinary metal. Wait a minute. This isn't gold. It's fool's gold.
You fool. All right, so, let's go ahead and... is there
There's a
anything in-
lot.
Okay.
There's a
Nope, there's nothing in there. I couldn't remember. Let's make our way towards the chasm and the door. Ooh! Little Red Riding
You
Hood's
take the
basket. But let's go to where the bridge is and take a look-see there. So, much like previously, we can only cross it so many times before it collapses. Now, in the vision that we had through the magic mirror, there was something about this rock
Oddly,
here.
The short path runs up to the mountain wall here, but leads nowhere else. It probably feels like any other part of the mountain wall.
How about we talk to
You
it?
get no-
No? Well, let's get closer then. Oh, there we go.
Incredible. The door you have discovered has taken on the appearance of a face. It is silent, however, and almost seems to be waiting for something.
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry. Would you, by any chance, know of the way to a strange island on which stands a quartz tower in which a beautiful woman is being held captive?
You feel more than a little foolish. Surely a door, even one with a face, would neither hear nor understand you.
I am the door of destiny. I am sought out by many, found by few, and opened by none so far. For indeed, only once can I be opened. Such is the magic that I am. Through me will you find the destiny you seek, if you cannot perform a task.
Anything!
You feel intense exuberance that you have come so close to your goal in such a short time.
Hell yeah, we're almost done.
Bring me the gems of nature.
Oh, damn.
I beg your pardon?
The stone door
He
rumbles
wants
from
shit.
deep within. For
Of
a
course
time,
he
It
does.
says nothing.
That'd be
And
too
then-
easy.
Gems of three I ask of thee to fetch, collect, and bring to me. In water shall you find the first, though not the type to quench your thirst. Spy the second high in the sky, with wings or no, thou still must fly. Through swampy mire, so it is heard, in lone dark castles lies the third. Should you succeed, my noble king, to your fair maiden I will bring. I warn you though, you should beware, a danger cloaked awaits you there.
Damn, that's quite the poem.
Without warning, the stony face falls silent. As you watch, it gradually smooths out to become the mountainside face once more. You notice that, within the door, 3 shallow indentations have sunk into the rock's surface. Presumably, the 3 gems of nature must fit here. Now all you have to do is find them. How did that poem go again?
So, unlike the first one... Ooh, there's something here on the ground.
The paper is torn and dirty. It looks like a flyer of some sort.
So, we
You
don't have to
smooth
go
out the
for each
torn
key.
and tattered paper and read, "Curios I have, to the town do come, awaiting I am."
So, basically, we need to gather the 3 stones and then go to the door. We don't actually need to do each one. It gives us all the clues at once, which is kind of nice to not have to constantly go back and forth. Here, let's see what's over this way. Ooh, the church. Let's can we
The
go in?
door appears to be barred from the inside. The church must not be open at this time.
All right. Well, we'll come back later. And there's a town. Ooh. Well,
There
what do we
is
have?
a sizable hole in one of the trees. When you peer into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. You pick it up and take it with you.
I have news. That's not a pine tree.
You see a man bending over the fountain. He appears to be trying to retrieve something from it.
Aha! Got him.
All right. So, there's a couple of things we need to do. I'm going to do this just to expedite things. Let's take a look. I will try to get as much in here context-wise.
There appears to be a sign on the door, but you need to get closer to read it. The door is locked. You notice a tiny corner of something poking out slightly from beneath it. You attempt to edge it out with your fingers, but you cannot manage to get a grasp on it.
Okay, so let's try reading this now
The
that we're
door is
closer.
plain and
Oh, crap. Hang on.
The door is plain and has a mail slot. It also has a sign posted on it. You read it.
The family of the deceased wishes to thank all that have expressed their condolences over the passing of their loved one, Frederick. Frederick enjoyed life and literature and had an ever-present, if sometimes wicked, sense of humor. May his soul be at peace in this realm of the dead, and may its Lord judge him worthy of eternal happiness.
You also notice something sticking out from under the door.
So, since we can't seem to grasp it, let's use this fence post to try and nudge it out.
A stab in the dark, a stab in the light.
Yeah, let's try it on the door. There we go.
Making sure that no one is watching, you slide the wooden picket under the door and draw out what appears to be a letter.
He's dead, he won't need it. And there's no mail fraud in this land. At least I hope
You
not.
open the letter and read it. Dear applicant, please find enclosed the library membership card to which you are now entitled. The 5-year application process has concluded.
5-year application
and we are
process.
pleased to inform you that your status as a member of the town library is confirmed. Welcome to an exclusive group of patrons. Yours sincerely, Town Librarian. P.S. Please sign your name on the card to ensure validation.
Oh, and the library is right next door. Let's go in.
May I help you?
Yes, I was hoping to enrich my knowledge of this fair land by way of perusing your historical texts.
My, that was well put.
No.
Not terribly effective, though.
Pardon me, perhaps I was not clear?
You were.
Then may I?
No.
Okay.
Why can't I?
You are not a member.
Well then, can I become a member?
No.
Why can I not become a member?
We already have far too many members. It's difficult to keep track of everything.
How many members are there?
2.
If I may inquire, who are your 2 members?
You may not. Neither the Count of Kalima nor the elderly gentleman who lives next door would approve of my divulging that information to you.
Ah, thank you anyway.
All right, so we're going to use this quill here.
What are you doing?
I was just...
Don't.
Okay. Well, let's wait for her to look away. Look, over there, a distraction!
You quickly grab the quill while the librarian isn't looking and sign your name on the blank library card. You replace the quill before the librarian notices it missing.
All right.
Will you accept this?
Yes, you are younger than I expected.
I eat well and get a lot of exercise.
I see.
So, what do I do now?
Borrow.
You mean I can take books from this library?
No.
Oh,
Yes?
could you recommend a good book?
There.
The librarian has placed the book on the desk for you to read. Thoughtful, isn't she? The librarian...
Okay, let's...
This book is entitled Way Below Your League, a look at sentient aquatic life. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Wish to explore the sea? Good luck! Even the most accomplished swimmers cannot swim very far before they tire and are pulled underwater by the currents. Even with a ship, it's difficult to properly explore beneath the surface without some means of breathing underwater. Truly, only the mer people have ever known to offer aid in this regard. Though the relationship between land dwellers and their marine counterparts has been somewhat strained over the years, it is said that the mer people, in particular the leader, King Neptune, can appease an individual quite accurately. In fact, they seem to possess a natural ability to sense whether a person intends hostility towards them or not. Fortunately for the would-be adventurer, to their underwater kingdom, they are a peaceful people, not prone to unwarranted acts of violence. The mer people's nature is in sharp contrast to that of their neighbors, the Sharkies, who live in seclusion in the deeper, darker waters of the ocean. Little is known about them except that they are fearsome to behold and do not take kindly to visitors. They are rumored to be excessively xenophobic, and hence have avoided contact with most of the outside world. It can be assumed that trespassers into their territory would be dealt with swiftly and harshly. Let's see, anything else?
You have nothing. You have...
Okay, so the librarian is probably the weakest part of this game. You have to come back every once in a while and try to get a new book. It's purely random, or there are certain points you need to do it at, but it's a pain in the ass. And if you don't do all of them, you don't get a full score, and you can certainly miss them. So, Library 1. Oh, what's that?
A
The
small
pumpkin.
pumpkin sits in a bowl.
That's the
nearby.
horticulturist. Let's talk to him.
Greetings, merchant.
A visitor arrived new, no? A sense I possess for these things. Need you have for my wares of great specialty?
What wares do you sell, good merchant?
For yourself, behold them.
You look over the merchant's wares of great specialty and quickly reevaluate them as junk.
You seem to have quite a selection of, well, quite a selection.
A keen eye have you. In an item or two, provoke interest, I might.
A daunting task. Rather, by all means.
This I have.
You appraise the object he holds up to you. It is a simple shell, intricately fashioned into the shape of a cone. The workmanship is unlike anything you have ever seen.
Fascinating. Where did you find such a thing?
Oh, old it is. From ancient times descends. Valuable, without question. Royal property, former, to be sure.
You consider his story. Then you begin wondering which beach he found it on.
All right, how much?
If I were to, say, purchase the shell, what would it cost?
A trifle would you expend? 7 golds.
I fear that I did not bring any money.
Curiosity,
You have the
I
fucking
find,
chest
in one who
that
travels, but with
gives you all the
nothing
money you
but
want and you
bottom
didn't bring any money.
Good point.
Dumbass.
Might you trade the shell comb for something?
The merchant ponders over this for a moment.
Of value, many things are. Of fancy, only one I have.
And that is?
Pearls.
Well, that's fortunate. I so happen to have a pearl. How about this one?
Would you be interested in this pearl?
What a ripper. This'll be worth a flaming fortune when I get home. Cheers, mate. Here's something for your trouble.
As the merchant hands you a beautiful shell comb, you wonder about his sudden change in speech.
Why did your accent just change?
Huh? What about me accent?
Mistaken, I fear you are. Deceived you, your senses
He's a
I
con
could
man.
have sworn.
Our business we have concluded. Part now, we shall.
Oh, never mind.
All right, let's
You
get this
can't just
pumpkin.
pick it up while the merchant is watching.
Okay, so we can't get the pumpkin while he's watching. When we first arrived, he pulled some coins out of the fountain. So let's take our shiny fake coins and put them in the fountain.
The fool's gold again shines the instant the coins leave your hand.
Oh, also, before we go, there we
The
go.
sign atop the store simply says, A. The door of the antique shop is your gateway to the priceless treasures.
Okay, so that's where
beyond.
the antique shop is now.
Maybe. The door is locked. A sign next to it reads, open from noon till sunset. The sun's position in the sky indicates it is currently midday. The owner must not be an early riser.
Okay, so we need to talk to this guy, and
3 coins in the fountain.
What? Let me see.
so while he is distracted, we're going to grab the pumpkin and hightail it out of here. Phew, okay. So for now, we have what we need. Let's go ahead and give the pumpkin back to its mother and see if we can't get a reward.
My baby!
Thank you,
Graham.
thank you, Graham. Here, take this. Maybe this useless trinket of Haggardness will be of some use to you. Serves you right for not enabling me to protect my kids.
The pumpkin hands you a gold brooch with a beautiful blue sapphire.
Sweet.
Is there anything more I can do for you?
Me thirsty, Mama. Now that you mention it, my baby is feeling a bit poorly. After all, living in a bowl ain't too good for your health, you know.
No, I did not know that. What would make your baby feel better?
Fresh water, naturally.
Of course.
Not too sweet, though. In fact, the more bitter the better. My children are very particular about what they drink.
I will see what I can do.
Okay, so the water is a weird one to try and get. You can't just go to any old water source. It doesn't like the ones that those swans were swimming in because, well, it's had swans in it. The only other fresh source of water that we can go to is...
You
oh,
have
crap,
run
the
into
enchanter.
An evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something.
Is here. So we're going to take the bowl that the pumpkin was in, fill it up with some water.
Fill the bowl with the fresh spring water.
And they mentioned about making it bitter. So we're going to add the lemon to the...
After using your sword to cut the lemon's surface, you squeeze some of its juice into the bowl. Then you discard the lemon.
All right, so we now have bitter water. Let's go ahead and go on back to the pumpkin and give the baby pumpkin some water.
You pour the bitter water over the baby pumpkin. It seems to like that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you again, Graham. Here, take this.
The pumpkin reaches into her head and pulls out a candle, which she then hands to you.
That thing has been jammed in my head for as long as I can remember. I know it ain't much, but maybe you'll find some use for it.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Besides, it's really hard for me to sleep with that thing lit up inside my head all night. A word of warning. Hagatha has been talking about you. I heard her mention your name while she was muttering to herself. She does that when she's inspected her valuables. Anyway, I'd stay clear out of her way if I were you.
I appreciate the advice. Will Hagatha not be angered when she discovers you've given your candle away?
What's she gonna do? Turn me into a pumpkin?
Good point.
Besides, I could just blame the dwarf. He's earned himself a bad reputation from the day he moved here. Pity no one can catch him, not even Hagatha.
That wily dwarf.
If I may ask...
Appreciate all you've done, Graham, but I want to spend some quality time with my children. Now be a good boy and run some other errand.
Fuck off, in other words. So, Sweet, the pumpkin is taken care of. Let's go ahead and we got to start hunting down the first gem. Now, kind of like the original, we can, in fact, do it in the same order, which is a good thing. We definitely want to do that. I think it might be a screen down. Oh, no, hang on. We got to give Possum her basket of goodies.
You hand the basket to Possum.
Thank you, kind sir. Please take this flower. I'm afraid it's all I have to give you.
It is more than enough. I noticed that you have picked only yellow flowers.
Of course. Is it not customary for one to pick yellow flowers for another who's gravely ill?
Certainly it is. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma, Possum.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so let's go ahead and save again, just because save scumming is important. If I remember rightly, it is to the south. Yes, okay. Let's go find us a mermaid. Here we go. Hey there. So, in the original, you give her the flower, the bouquet of flowers. In this case, we're doing something different. We're going to give the comb, because it looks kind of like a seashell.
You hold out the shell comb in your hand. Clear recognition shines from the mermaid's delicate features. She hesitates a moment, then cautiously extends her arm, hands open expectantly. You gently place the shell comb in her palm. The mermaid examines it and smiles. She removes an opal necklace from around her neck and hands it to you. After a moment of admiring her once-lost possession, she looks at you with anticipation. You attempt to charade the act of going underwater to the mermaid. She regards you with a look of puzzlement. Just when the whole demonstration becomes too embarrassing to continue, she suddenly dives into the sea and swims right up to you.
Ooh, wow, that's quite a kiss. And oh god,
a rather intense kiss. The mermaid dives under the water again.
it looks like she's
You
doing
wonder
something
where she has
different.
disappeared to. Then suddenly, you feel a pulling at your legs.
Oh god, it's a Rusalka.
The mermaid holds on to you, keeping you from resurfacing. You struggle instinctively while trying to hold your breath, but she will not let go. You know you are going to black out soon. Wait a minute, you're still breathing. How can this be? Could it have been the mermaid's kiss? Speaking of which, where has she gone to this time?
So, they hand wave away the breathing underwater problem by her giving her the her giving Graham the kiss. They also made it look like she was going down on him, which, I mean, that's one way to do it. Let's go ahead and hop on.
Well, this is a new experience. The seahorse willingly allows you to climb upon its back. You slide into the little saddle and take up the reins in your hands. You just hope this creature knows where it is taking you. After a time of traveling through ever-deepening water, you arrive at a massive stone archway. Passing through it, you notice it is covered with many different intricate symbols, none of which you recognize. Mer writing, perhaps? As you emerge on the other side of the arch, a grand sight greets your eyes. You have entered an aquatic throne room. As one would expect, such a place has a throne of sorts, but what you see seated in it takes your breath away, if that still applies. It is unmistakably the ruler of the Mer people.
Oh, yeah.
The king of this watery world, known by many names. Neptune is the one by which he is best known to your kind.
Let's say hi to him.
You bow before the king. He returns the gesture with a lowering of his own head. You open your mouth to speak, but only a bubble emerges. It begins floating up to the surface. You watch as your air bubble divides in two. Incredibly, each half maintains its semi-spherical shape. You take the half bubbles in your hands and position them respectively near your mouth and ear. A deep, elegant voice instantly booms from them.
You are welcome here, human.
Thank you. I am King Graham of Daventry.
Your courtesy depicts your...
I love the voice modulator effect they've got on Graham.
You explain that you are seeking the 3 gems of nature, and that you believe one of them to be somewhere in this realm. You demonstrate the approximate size and shape of the gem, then mention the Door of Destiny and what you hope to find on the other side.
I do have that which you are seeking, and know of the Door of Destiny.
Sweet.
It is very old.
Gimme.
Its origin is known to but a few. What I possess was known to the ancients as the Birth Gem. In the realm of the Mer people, it is called the Water Gem, for without water, life cannot begin.
Might I have this gem, Your Majesty?
I shall let you have the gem.
Sweet!
But first I must ask you to earn it by way of performing a service for me.
I mean,
You are
I
about
can
to
service
say
you.
anything, but then remember what you heard the last time you said that word to the stone door. Instead, you just nod and allow Neptune to continue.
My trident, the symbol of my power and the strength of my people, has been stolen.
A faint mumbling can be heard through the ear half of your bubble. This event is obviously of concern to those in attendance.
It is believed that one of our allies and neighbors have taken advantage of the Mer people's kindness, and that their own
Doesn't sound like much of an ally.
now has possession of the trident. If you can reclaim it in the name of the Mer people, I will grant you ownership of the Water Gem. Will you do this, King Graham?
The murmuring has stopped. All are awaiting your response.
I would be honored to
Totally.
reclaim your trident, Your Majesty.
My sentries will escort you to the border between our 2 kingdoms. You may continue to use that steed to hasten your journey. It is my best. My sincerest hopes that you do not fall victim to the Sharkies.
As you prepare
Sharkies?
yourself
Oh,
for
God.
this new quest, a sudden pang of apprehension seizes you. Did the king just say Sharkies, as in sharks?
Yep, he sure did.
Your Majesty, is there anything you can tell me about the Sharkies?
They are large, fierce, and carnivorous.
Ruh-roh.
Anything else?
They are always hungry.
Anything that might be of benefit?
Like something to help you live longer?
I do recall that they have poorer vision than we mer people do, as they dwell in the darker waters.
So I might have a chance were I to encounter one.
You can always hope.
That was not inspiring.
Oh dear. Okay, let's get going.
As you depart the underwater kingdom, you see 2 guards waiting to escort you to the Sharkies' realm. The sentries swiftly guide you along the bottom of the seabed, descending into much darker, colder water. After keeping pace with them for what seems like an eternity, you notice a forebodingly dark area looming closer and closer. You have arrived at the border of the Sharkies' kingdom. This is as far as the sentries will take you. One of the guards salutes you, then they both head back to the safety of their own waters. You're on your own from here, Graham.
All right, they hightailed it
Those
out of here
guards
quickly.
were sure in a big hurry to get out of here.
Okay, so let's go ahead and save, because, yeah. Let's just, I guess we'll just reuse underwater. So, we gotta be careful here. Question, what do I got? Okay, we still need to get a couple of things. So, these regular sharks are okay. They will not kill us. Oh, what's in here? There's a shipwreck. Come on, this way.
Examining the heavily waterlogged remnants of the vessel, you notice an old antique bottle, half buried in the sand. With great difficulty, you lean over in your saddle and manage to scoop it up.
Sweet, a bottle. What's inside? Open.
You remove the cloth from the bottle.
Ah, sweet, a cloth. Okay, so let's save, because we did something that got us points. Let's go over this way. Nope, nothing that way. So, when we were playing the original, I did mention the sharks being of importance in this version. Okay, so that's a Sharky. We can hang on the screen for a brief moment before we get eaten.
You saw a Sharky in the sea. He quickly made a meal of thee. If you want your life prolonged, next time don't delay so long.
So yeah, they are on set screens, so we can always know which ones to avoid. I have played this game enough that I know where they are, for the most part.
There is nothing of interest lying on the sea.
So there's these lovely glowing
You lean
things.
over and pick some of the grass, which grows in between the rocks.
That could be useful. So let's go ahead and try to lure one into a bottle. So they're eating the grass, obviously. So let's put the grass in the bottle.
Stuff the sugary grass into the empty bottle and push it all the way to the bottom.
And then
you can't use.
There we go.
You place the baited bottle on the seabed, close to the luminescent fish.
And we back up, and then
a few of the glowing fish are now swimming around inside the bottle. You take the bottle.
So yeah, that's one thing. Like in the original game, you get the bottle from from Neptune, but you don't the bottle actually has no use whatsoever beyond containing the cloth. Hang on, I want to see if we can get that text again because I did not get it. Nope. Okay. Basically, that's the entrance to the Sharky base. We want to avoid that like the plague. So we need to find a way in to their base. If that's the entrance and there's a wall here, let's just keep going down. Obviously, their base is somewhere within here. What's going on with that fish?
This underwater realm belongs to the Sharkies. The water drops noticeably in temperature as you progress further into it. There are bound to be sentries on patrol around here, so you remind yourself to be alert.
But that fish, it keeps going into the wall. Like that. See, it just disappeared. So I think there's a false wall.
The western wall is but an illusion. You easily pass through it into a series of caves and tunnels on the other side.
All right. So the sequence coming up can be a lot of fun. It's a little bit stressful, but it's not terrible. And yeah, there's a reason why we're going through so many different screens.
A large opaque shell seemingly blocks a tunnel to the north. Whatever lies in that direction must be very important.
Okay, so before we get to the stressful point, we're going to take a break, because I've been going for 2 hours and a bit. I need to use the restroom, and so does my chihuahua. So we'll be right back, and we're going to continue this. So be back shortly. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. But we are ready to get back to it. So, now, we need to get this shell open, so let's try to pry it open with our sword.
You slide your blade through a small gap in the door and pull with all your might. It is difficult handling your weapon underwater, and you realize that combat will not be an option. So if it ever comes to that, you're in big trouble. As you open the door, ample light floods into the underwater cave, and you are now able to make your way around without the glowing fish.
All right, let's go on in. Oh crap, that's a lot of sharkies. And a king sharky with the trident.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you. Let's hope it doesn't give your presence away. You are safely concealed behind the remnants of a stone archway. This is fortunate, as the king of the Sharkies is also here. Aside from his menacing appearance, he also seems to be in a very bad mood.
I do not understand it. It should work for me. Is it not written that Trident's power can only be wielded by those of goodwill? Well, is it not?
The king's aides nod fervently.
And do I not possess the greatest will in this kingdom? No one can best me in battle. My resolve is unshakable. No amount of bleeding can dissuade me from slaughtering my enemies. Does this not signify that my will is the best there is?
The Sharky King's aides seem all too willing to agree.
I do like that about this.
Why does it not work?
So this part's important.
You watch carefully as the Sharky
You've got to pay
King
very
taps
close
4
attention.
shells
This
in
is very
order
unforgiving.
around the arch.
So, let's hope that I can duplicate that sequence, which I can.
It matters not. Tomorrow we invade the Mer People's territory. For without the Trident's power, that old fool Neptune and his weakling followers will fall before our might. Goodwill. Ha! Mine is superior to all.
As he leaves, the Sharky King motions for his guards to remain.
Okay, so the Sharky King has left, thankfully. We need to create a distraction. What better than our seahorse?
You approach your somewhat reluctant steed and slap him hard on the back.
All right.
Look at him go. The guards are momentarily distracted. Now is your chance.
Okay, quickly. We gotta swim over here. Now, the sequence was...
You push on the shell. It moves back slightly into the wall.
So there is a skip, but I believe you lose points if you use it.
Without delay, you snatch up the trident before the guards return to their posts.
Alright, so we got the trident.
It appears
Sweet.
as if the guards are losing interest in the seahorse. You had better get out of here quickly.
Alright, let's get going. Alright.
No, the seahorse has followed you all the way back to the secret entrance. The guards are sure to discover you now.
Okay, well, he said it was fast, right? Let's mount up.
You remount the seahorse.
So,
your seahorse glides onward, flicking its little tail faster than ever. You grip the reins tightly, glancing nervously over your shoulder every so often to check for pursuing sentries. As you make distance, your anxiety melts into relief, but it is to be short-lived.
This is a short arcade sequence. Do you wish to play through it? Yes, we're going to. So this is basically the skimmer sequence from Space Quest 1, but in reverse. Thankfully, it tells you where they're coming from, the arrows, and I can still use my arrow keys to navigate, kind of like the skimmer in the Space Quest 1 VGA. And it's a very similar strategy. You just keep moving, because if you're not, you won't have the momentum to avoid things. Keep moving, and it's not too terrible. I feel confident enough to not even save scum this. And you do get multiple chances. You can hit a couple of these mites. I always try to get them correct. The stalagmites are the ones on the bottom of something. Stalactites are on the ceiling. And the way you remember it is the stalactites are tight on the ceiling, and the mites, you need to be careful because you might trip over them.
Finally,
that was the way I was taught
when
when I was a little kid.
You quickly make a dash for the exit. As you emerge, you realize you have only seconds before the guards come out after you. And even if you could outrun them, you're sure the commotion would attract the sentry's attention. Then you'd be in real trouble. Suddenly, you hear a strange voice in your head.
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
Oh yeah, so I can use the power of the trident. Let's use it on the wall.
You wonder what that did, if anything at all. Oh.
Yeah. So basically, we sealed them in, and they went splat. So let's go ahead and save Trident. Now we get to have some fun. This bit is purely optional. I like to do it because the Sharkies have been dicks. Let's fuck them up. So basically, you use the trident on the Sharkies, and they turn into tiny baby fish. I think we can even do the entrance here because, yeah, it's sealed off and closed, so there's no guards. The regular sharks don't harm you, so we don't even need to touch them. We just need to go get the Sharkies. So we're just going to do a pass over the entire grid that is the Sharky Kingdom to fuck them up. Yeah, come on. All right. Another one. Oh, come on.
You can't.
Zap him. Come on. There we go. I just was not clicking on him. Oh, another one. Zap. And like I said, you don't get any points for this or anything. This is purely out of me saying, fuck you, Sharkies. I believe that's all of them. Let's just do one. Let's go to all the screens. Yep, that's all of them. So let's return to the Trident.
The Trident guides you back to Neptune's realm.
Oh, yeah.
You approach the king. He smiles and graciously accepts his trident from you. Then he calls everyone to attention.
To commemorate the return of my trident, and to honor King Graham's success, I hereby call for a celebration.
Party!
The celebration lasts for some time. You eat, drink, and have a merry time with many of the mer people. After a few hours, the festivities wind down, and you finally have a chance to speak with Neptune alone.
Well, hi there, King Neptune. We're alone here in this cold, unwater place.
Represent the three stages of life. Water gives birth to life, and thus what I have given you is the first of three. Second is the growth gem, or air gem, for air sustains life and permits it to grow.
How might I find the growth gem?
I know only that its location is as far above the surface of the land as we are below it. Beyond that,
so up in the sky,
I cannot aid you.
A smirk crosses Neptune's face momentarily.
You might say that air is not exactly my element.
You decide that the beverages consumed were to blame for that one.
And the third gem, Your Majesty?
Third is the death gem.
The completion of life and the natural order of things. The Door of Destiny understands this now, as did the ancients who imprisoned the soul within. As for that gem's location, I had hoped you would have no business venturing to the castle. Kalima was once ruled from that place, but sadly her people have not seen their lord for quite some time.
How long a time?
Oh, a good 4, maybe 5 decades.
Jeez.
Decades? Surely then...
If you please, I would prefer not to dwell upon this subject. You have done me a great service this day, and I thank you. Good luck, King Graham, and good speed.
Now get out of here.
You depart the underwater kingdom and head back towards the surface. What an incredible experience. You are certain you'll never forget the adventure you just had. Additionally, you have acquired one of the gems. As you resurface, you realize that the magic which allowed you to breathe underwater has now subsided.
Okay, so we now have the lovely new gem. Let's go ahead and save gem 1. So let's go ahead and let's go back to the town and see what's going on there, because I think enough time has passed that the antique shop might be open. And we need to get up to that mountain, just like we did in the original. So let's go ahead and go on up. Okay, before we do anything else, let's pay attention to this haystack.
You get no...
Let's go in it and sift through it.
Hey!
What? Who said that?
I did.
Huh?
I'm down here, in the hay.
Oh. Well, who are you?
My name is,
Yes?
I can't seem to remember.
Well then,
Gesundheit.
what are you?
Oh, I'm
Yes?
Can't seem to remember that either.
Well, what are you doing in this haystack?
That's easy. I was looking for... Oh.
You can't remember.
No. Sorry.
How long have you been in there?
Let's see. It couldn't be longer than...
Yes?
3, maybe 4 weeks?
That's a long time.
Weeks?
Jeez.
Yep.
Aren't you hungry? Don't you have to poop?
Pardon me for saying.
Something?
You sound as if you have a bit of a cold.
Yes. It's all this hay. It's giving me hay fever.
Ugh. Nothing worse than when you're sneezing constantly and don't have anything to blow your nose with. So let's see if giving him something to blow his nose with will help.
Here. This might help your sneezing.
Oh, thanks. Here, you can have this back now.
Ugh.
You retrieve the partially used cloth from the haystack.
Feel better?
Yeah, it's so good to be able to
Aha! We have done it. We have found the needle in the haystack.
You take the silver needle.
This is not the only time in King's Quest that you will find a needle in a haystack. But that's for another day. Let's go visit the library first before we do anything else, because there's probably a new book. Let's see here. What we got?
This book is entitled...
Oh, no, it's the same one. Let's ask for another book.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
There.
All right. What do we got here?
This book is entitled Legends. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Daventry's first king, known to many as Legend is as much an enigma of history as he is woven into the fabric of legend itself. Though his passing occurred nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains somewhat unclear as to the manner of his death and what became of the power he wielded. Historians do know that Legitimor was a powerful magician, or a wizard, as he might be called nowadays. He is largely credited with bringing along with his kind magic and civility to Daventry and the surrounding world. According to legend, during what was arguably the bloodiest war Daventry has ever seen, Legitimor sought to commit his awesome power to the cosmos. It is believed that he blamed himself for the extent of the Grand War, in particular, the magic that had been used to exacerbate the death toll. He therefore chose to render himself mortal, an action that would prove to be his last. However, legend also would suggest that his power may be attainable, if only one were to perceive and understand how and when. This is evidenced by a parchment located just a few centuries ago and dated 30 years after the first king's death. If seekest thou the power of Legitimor, thou shalt be well appraised. It will not be an easy task. From the path thou may be swayed, for in great Daventry lies the means for which it may be found, belonging to one who rules the land, by one who wears the crown. From this circle nature springs, from royal thoughts thus sown. Though woe betide the unjust thief who claims it for his own, in this great land 'tis known to rest the corpse of Legitimor, who died defending his home turf in longest, fiercest war. His great mistake, which sealed his fate, he cast his magic aside, up high into the heavens, which forever stretches wide. But the search may be rewarding for seeker of this power, as its apex soon approaches, when comest the darkest hour. Hark! Spy sun and moon and planets, as all of them align. The one prepared for ascension will surely see the sign. Power thus can then be granted to just one from this great tool. If one be thee, then thou shalt be the everlasting jewel. The first king brother, Morgellin, was also presumed killed in the Grand War. Legitimor's loyal first knight and successor, Granthithor, ruled over the realm for nearly 50 years. Note, Granthithor was also the name of the ship that we arrived on. He sired a number of children who either remained to guarantee the continuation of the royal bloodline or set forth to build kingdoms of their own.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
All right, what we got this time?
This book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulpits. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
In many lands, the church and state have long shared a mutual distrust of one another. While the state is responsible for the wealth and security of the realm, the church's concern is for the moral standing of its population. It is said that when one introduces one of the domain of the other, intrudes on one domain of the other, discord is inevitable. In no other place has this been more unpleasant than Colima. The feud between the two institutions there dates back many decades. In the days of the late Count Cresentrum, the Lord of Colima spoke openly of the need for change, chiefly regarding the education of the common people. The Church of the Faith maintained that the simple people were of the land. They knew their rightful place, and thus their path was secure. Years later, the young and idealistic Count Caldor, Crasium Stock's heir, declared that the Church of the Faith had purposely been holding the people back, retaining their ignorance of literature and the wider world for their own selfish benefit. Naturally, the Church resented this insinuation, and in turn declared Caldor a heathen. At that time, the mood of the population had tensed. Stability in the realm had weakened, and as dissension between the church and state rose. It may have continued to do so had the situation not been annulled by tragedy. The Count befell a terrible injury while in the forest one night, which later proved fatal. While while it expressed its condolences to the family of the fallen lord, the Church of the Faith asserted that only through its own vision for Kalima, not the rulers, could the people find their true path. It is a curious point to note that no new leader has been chosen to replace Kaldor. Though it has been many years since his passing, when questioned about this, the townsfolk are likely to either ignore the inquiry altogether or cast a furtive glance at the direction of the now inaccessible castle.
You have nothing.
Okay. So, I'd like to point out that the librarian did let it slip that the Count is the other member of this library. And that the Count wanted to educate the people. So, we'll come back to that a bit later, but it will become relevant in a bit. Alright.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you, dear?
Hello. Do you sell anything that would aid in ascent up a mountain?
Unfortunately, I do not sell climbing equipment, or anything of that sort. This is really a specialist store.
Oh.
However, I do have an item which you might find useful. This lamp is said to contain a genie. Never tried it myself, of course. I do not believe in using magic to solve my problems. Nature has made us as we are, and we should be glad of that.
Uh-huh. How much for the lamp?
The old lady hesitates. You sense she wants more from you than your money. You hope it is not anything that you will regret.
Well, seeing as how you are a man who seems adept at taking care of himself, perhaps you could do a small favor for me?
Somehow, you knew she was going to say that.
I once owned a beautiful nightingale. Quite rare around here. But the sentimental value far outweighs its monetary worth. That foul old witch, Haxxor, has stolen it from me. Probably to use in some concoction or another.
Her nose screws up in disgust.
So, if you could be a sweetie and retrieve it for me, I will trade you. The lamp for the bird. Agreed?
Well, I will see what I can do.
Do be careful. If Haxxor should spot you out of her good eye, then you'll be in for it.
So, I really do like the casting of the voice actors in this game. It's really good for the most part. Some of the pitch shift for, like, Possum is not the best, but there's a reason for that, and I'll get to that in a bit. I always, before the voice pack came out for this game, I always envisioned her to have the voice of the granny from Looney Tunes that owned Tweety Bird. I don't know, I don't remember what her name is, and I'm pretty sure the voice actress is long dead before this even came out. But I always envisioned her with that voice. Don't get me wrong, who they cast is great in the role. It's just not what I had always envisioned in my head. Just a weird little thing. So let's go ahead and try to get this nightingale from Haxxor. So we need to get off this screen because the enchanter will show up here. That'll become relevant later. Okay, so we need to get into Haxxor's lair. The problem is that we will die if we try to do this. This skull had a blue gem. This one does not.
It is a human skull.
We happen to have a blue gem. But before we do that, let's just see if we can turn the skull.
As you face the skull towards the image of the bat above the cave, you notice that its wing has faded slightly. However, you suspect that whatever danger the bat represents is still in effect.
So we basically need to do the same to this skull. So we're going to take our lovely blue gem and plop it on in.
As you attempt to place the birth gem into the skull, you discover that it does not fit properly. Instead, it juts out uselessly like a bulging eyeball.
Okay, so we're going to take our hammer and ever so gently tap it in.
You gently tap the birth gem with the mallet, hoping not to break it. It budges only slightly. You give it a harder hit. It moves a bit more. You hold your breath and give the gem an almighty thwack. It pops into the skull.
Phew. Okay.
With the birth gem now firmly in place, you turn the leftmost skull so that it faces the bat symbol above the cave entrance. The power of the two skulls combined has caused the bat symbol to disappear. You sense whatever danger it represented has now subsided.
Okay, so let's do a new save. Hagatha Cave. So now we can safely enter.
As you enter, you are almost overwhelmed by the foul stench which molests your nostrils. It is obviously coming from whatever Hagatha is cooking in that large cauldron of hers. There are some things of interest on the other side of the cave, but you have no means of crossing over there safely at this time. A caged nightingale sits on the floor near the northern cave wall. The light from outside barely penetrates the interior of this cave. So long as you keep your distance, Hagatha shouldn't notice you.
Okay, so this is where we start to see the plots that they're trying to weave into the later King's quests. I would like to point out the cloak here. We're gonna rifle through it, but it is a black cloak.
Wide as a mouse, you slide your hand inside the cloak to discover a deep pocket. Amongst sticky and disgusting spell ingredients, you find a tiny silver key and a peculiar golden ring-shaped device.
It's a black cloak, is what the most important
Agatha
part.
Begin a chant of some kind while stirring her brew.
The fluid of blood with bone and flesh.
So we're gonna be very careful, and we're gonna cover the nightingale.
You silently drop the cloth over the cage.
Now this time they've secured it with a lock.
Complexion, young and fresh.
So we're gonna use our key.
You slide the silver key into the lock. It fits. You turn it silently, and the chain falls to the ground.
Okay, yeah, that's who I'm talking about, Flint. Yes, Granny and June Foray. Oh, so she was alive when this was made. Damn! I am so disappointed.
You take the
We could have had her.
Possession.
Oh well. You know what? There's probably enough voice samples that we could theoretically put it into AI to replicate. But I like the game enough as it is, and it's too much work, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so we've got the Nightingale. We're gonna get our gem back.
You strike the skull with all your strength, and it shatters easily. The birth gem clatters to the ground, along with a multitude of bone fragments. You reacquire the birth gem.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for looking that up, Flint. That's exactly who I was referring to, about. Okay, so we have the Nightingale. Let's head on back and give it to the lady of the antique shop.
Oops. To an evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something.
And we will take care of the enchanter. That's one of the nice things. In the original, there's nothing you can do about the enchanter. In this one, we actually can get rid of him. And we're going to. Okay, so we are back. I love the horse eating the flowers here. Let's just double check the library. I don't think there's anything else, but let's just make sure.
This book is entitled...
Okay, yeah, well, that's the same one.
You have...
Nope, okay. It's after we get the next gem, then. Which is fine. We'll get there. Okay, this is where it takes a bit of a dark turn.
You offer the Nightingale to Angelina. The sheer elation on her face almost makes the whole risk worth the while. She snatches it from you and proceeds to fuss over the bird. You wait for a moment, but it seems she no longer notices you.
If you don't mind, About the lamp you promised me in trade for the nightingale?
The shopkeeper looks up at you vaguely. She gradually remembers that there is another being in her world.
Yes? Oh, yes, take it. You'll have no beginning of use with it.
Don't you mean no end of use?
Of course. Whatever you say, dear.
You hear Angelina muttering cheerfully to herself as she exits.
Finally, I have the final ingredient for that marvelous youth potion. I'm going to beat you to the punch, my dear Hagatha. Serves you right for hoarding this sweet, juicy thing to yourself.
So
You
she
feel
is
a
just
nauseous
as evil.
tinge in your stomach. Well, at least the lamp is now yours.
That poor nightingale.
You take the old lamp.
So let's give it a rub.
You rub the lamp and wait expectantly, but nothing happens. You're about to give it another try when a small puff of smoke appears at the end of the spout. It clears, revealing a note. As you remove it, the lamp disappears. You read the scroll.
To the unlucky fool who bought this lamp. As you may have gathered, this lamp is no longer contains a fabulous genie, as my former master, praise him and his greatness, has released me with his final wish. However, as a consolation, please be advised of the following. The shopkeeper is not to be trusted. She dabbles in the black arts and keeps rather distasteful company. May these words reveal what lies beneath, and may your findings lead you to a higher position in life. So hard like a stone and white like the snow, stands silent the man who guards what's below. May you forever know the beauty of freedom. Signed, Nibor Sima Will, Genie. I'd like to point out that the name here is an anagram for Robin Williams. Clearly referencing Aladdin. He is very missed. So, it mentions something about a white person guarding what's below. Well, this statue is white. Let's see.
Upon closer examination, you discover that the statue hides a small latch. You flip the latch and watch in amazement as a trap door opens up from the floor.
All right, let's go on down.
You close the trap door behind you.
What's this? A
you
note.
see a letter on the desk.
Let's take a read.
You read the letter sitting on the desk.
Angelina, once again, I put to you an invitation to join our illustrious community. Unsurprisingly, you have heard of its reputation through other channels. I personally encourage you to give it serious thought. We are not only interested in new membership from the mages of the world. This invitation goes out to all who believe that when the appointed time comes, only the faithful will be rewarded. The rest of those poor, unenlightened fools will perish. All that is asked in return is complete allegiance to the Father. He has guided us from the beginning, and his power is far older than most. I know you are hesitant due to concerns regarding the dress code. Let me assure you that black would look simply charming on you, dear. My gratitude goes out to you for your flattering assertion that I would make a fine ruler of Kalima. What a shame that the former ruler has lost all interest in his homeland. I cannot blame him. However, the change struck him quite hard. To answer your earlier question, yes, I have acquired a nightingale. They are most uncommon in this region, and yes, I am quite sure that if it is the final ingredient required to complete my youth potion, as much as I would like to share it with you, I'm afraid that a single nightingale will provide only enough solution for one person. In any event, I shall of course pay you a visit the moment the youth potion takes effect. H. So, it is clearly from Hagatha. Ooh, there's a magic carpet. Let's grab it. Yoink.
As you pick up the carpet, you notice a small label which reads, Property of Al Den. There might be a faded letter or two in there, but you cannot be sure. Above you, from the back room, you discern Angelina's voice.
I did it! I did it! The youth potion is finally finished. All I need to do now is drink it.
Angelina, you scurvy wench.
Agatha? My dear! What an unexpected surprise.
Don't you play the fool with me. I know you stole it.
Stole? Really, I do not know.
Silence. For your lies and deceit, there can be only one consequence.
No, please. I can explain.
I said silence. Oh, and one more thing. Your invitation to join us is revoked. What is this? Ah, the youth potion at last.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Drat. Now what was that spell for removing floorboards? Curses. I shall have to go back and look it up.
Phew. Okay, good. At least she forgot it. Alright, let's grab the youth potion. Yoink!
You fish around in the pile of down and successfully retrieve the youth potion.
Alrighty then.
You have neither the time nor the...
Let's get out of here.
Cautiously, you open the trapdoor ever so slightly and peer into the room above. Hagatha is nowhere to be seen. You make your exit from the basement.
Okay, let's go ahead and close this because...
You flick the latch. The trapdoor closes and conceals itself into the floorboards once more.
It'll be funnier if Hagatha doesn't see it. Okay. So now we are going to go and make use of our lovely new magic carpet, but we can only do it from a certain place. So let's go ahead and come on back out here. And I think we can just use it from here.
You can...
Come on, there we go.
You
Woohoo!
unroll the magic carpet, lay it on the ground, and sit on it. The carpet begins to rise skyward.
A whole new world.
As you ascend higher, you realize that the carpet is beyond your control. It glides through the air on a seemingly predetermined course.
All right. Watch out, a poisonous
snake blocks
snake.
your path to the east. It appears to be about 10 feet long and is coiled up, ready to strike.
Let's
The
talk to it.
snake only communicates in hisses.
Darn. Okay, so we're going to get past this snake first by charming it. This is a bit different than the original one because we don't have the bridle
open in
yet.
front of the snake. It soon falls hypnotized in typical snake fashion.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and save. High up. And let's go ahead and take a look-see in the hole.
It's too dark. You can't see down there.
Fine, there.
You reach into the cavity and feel around. What is this? You've discovered a button hidden inside the rock. You press it and wait to see what happens next. In an instant, a man stands beside you. He appears to be somewhat of an adventurer, much like yourself.
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry.
The newcomer nods in greeting. Without a word, he respectfully appraises you. You notice about him the manner of one who has only recently learnt the meaning of heroism.
From where do you hail, good sir?
The man opens his mouth to answer, but then pauses to consider that question. Evidently deciding that irrelevant exposition would serve neither party, he casually gestures to the hole in the rock behind you.
Might I inquire something of your identity?
After a brief search of his own person, the man pulls out a scroll card and hands it to you. You unroll it, and it reads, "Having fulfilled the requirements in accordance with the statutes of the famous Adventurers Correspondence School, the bearer is a qualified would-be hero." The man also shows you a medallion. Upon it are the words, "Hero of Spielberg." You reverently return the scroll to the man.
You don't say much, do you?
With a sigh of resignation, the man shakes his head silently.
Surely you might speak to me of your adventures.
The man becomes quite enthused about the prospect of relating his most recent adventure to you. Just as he is about to speak, however, you notice something on the ground that the man must have dropped. You retrieve the paper. It appears to be a scroll. Upon it is some writing. Disclaimer: you have just witnessed a rather shameless plug for the remake of Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire by the entities of AGDI Interactive. Available now. As you read the writing, the words are ingrained in your mind. The scroll disappears.
Okay, so in the original, it was a shameless plug for Space Quest. In this one, it is a shameless plug for Quest for Glory 2, the remake of it, that is also put out by the same developers. We will be playing that. I still haven't decided yet how we're going to do Quest for Glory, because Quest for Glory is quite a bit longer due to the fact that it's partially an RPG, and you also can take your character and import it into each game in the series. And the problem is, the first game was made in the SCI 0 engine and then remade in the SCI 1 engine, so it has this kind of graphics as well in the remake. And then there's in Quest for Glory 2 was done with the SCI 0 engine, but then was fan remade to look like the rest of the VGA games. So theoretically, we'd have to play through both of them twice, and I'm not doing that. And as much as I do love the original Sierra one, I want to play the remake because A, I've never finished the remake, and B, there's some extra content that they added that was originally cut when being developed. Okay, so next, we've got this. Let's go ahead and take a look-see.
The book entitled Ye Old Book of Enchantments, Causes and Cures. The first half contains a list of enchantments. These do not interest you, as you have no desire to inflict inconvenience upon others. However, the Cures section does capture your curiosity. While browsing, you spy a promising paragraph.
While casting enchantments upon others may provide you with many daily hours of fun, do not ignore the danger that a miscast spell might have upon your own person. For this reason, you should prepare a simple item with which you can protect yourself against the effects of an enchantment, as well as providing a means for recovering said spell, should it be deemed necessary. Only the power of an emerald can properly dispel an enchantment, and thus the steps to create one are as follows. Firstly, heat a blue mineral and yellow vegetable. A plant is an acceptable alternative, together until they coagulate into a greenish liquid. Stir the mixture with a white feather, drop into this a perfectly clear crystal, and recite, "Heed now these words, crystal perfect, green is thy hue, restore correct, guard well my form, preserve, protect." You will now have the means to safeguard yourself. Should your enchantments ever get out of hand, to restore that which is under the effect of an enchantment, simply allow a strong light to pass through your emerald at the subject. Then behold the restoration. So,
you run your hand over the...
First, we need to get a gem, or that's going to be the emerald. Otherwise, we've got a couple of things. So we're going to take this hammer and...
You managed to dislodge the crystal that had been set within the hilt of the sword almost a millennium ago. You feel a tinge of guilt and wonder what all the past monarchs of Daventry would say if they saw you damaging ancient crown property.
I mean, they're dead. They won't care. For one.
A number of candles and dimly lit hanging lanterns adorn the small cave. They do not aid your vision much. Fortunately, enough sunlight enters from outside the cave entrance, providing adequate illumination for you to see by.
Alright, so let's go ahead and...
You approach the workbench for a closer look.
And try and make this. So, they said put a blue gem. So there's a couple of... We could do either the earrings or the brooch. You have to sacrifice one. You don't lose a score for it. You don't have a choice. So let's go ahead.
The earrings into the beaker.
And we're gonna...
Unfortunately,
we've got to light this with...
You strike the blade of your sword against the flint stone. It sparks, and the wick catches alight.
And now we got to add in the flour, because it's yellow.
You toss the sickly yellow flour into the beaker. You watch, fascinated, as the two unlikely objects melt under the heat of the magical flame.
Alright, now it said we stir it with a white feather, which we have.
You stir the mixture carefully with a white feather. It soon dissolves in the hot liquid.
And finally, we drop the gem in.
You drop the crystal in and watch, amazed, as the green liquid slowly seeps into it.
And now we recite
these words: crystal, perfect, Green is thy hue. Restore, correct. Guard well my form. Preserve, protect.
You recite the words correctly, line for line, and sure enough, only a brilliant emerald remains in the glass beaker. You quickly blow the flame out so as not to overheat the emerald and cause damage to it. Picking it up gingerly, you're amazed that the emerald took virtually no time at all to cool.
Okay, so we now have a disenchantment emerald. Let's go ahead and save. Now, this is the fun part.
You notice that some writing has been engraved into the wall.
Yeah, let's take a look. What does it say?
You read the inscription.
In row of stones that number 6, half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks.
The engraving on the wall
Now we're just going to wait. Because this is clearly the enchanter's
you hear
place.
Footsteps approaching.
Here we go. Hey there. How are you?
Uh-oh, the enchanter has caught you in his lair. He twirls his hands, aims them at you, and then utters some words under his breath. You feel a tingling sensation all over your body as the enchantment attempts to transform you into whatever the enchanter has fancied. At the same time, you also feel the comforting energy of the emerald shielding you. The enchanter's twisted smile turns downwards. He scowls at you. There is a look of panic on the man's face. He does not dare breathe.
I hereby order you to depart from Kalima forever, never to trouble its citizens again, lest you earn the fullness of my wrath.
The enchanter looks baffled. You sigh inwardly and try again.
Leave. If you come back, then you will get it.
The enchanter nods frantically, as much as he can without cutting his own neck on your sword edge. He gestures quickly with his hands.
Oh yeah, he is gone. We have gotten rid of one of the dangers of this place, which is fantastic. We don't have to worry about...
There's not enough room.
We don't have to worry about the enchanter anymore. So, yay!
You unroll the magic carpet, lay it on the ground, and sit on it. The carpet rises into the air again.
Sit on it, Graham.
The carpet begins to descend.
Okay. So, we need to go and find that row of 6 that it referred to. Thankfully, I know exactly where it is. It's right over here. And now we don't have to worry about the fucker showing up. There is a riddle. I know which one it is. I forget exactly what the riddle is, but it's this one here.
You bend over and hold the emerald above the stone so that the sun's light channels through it. Incredible. The rock has transformed into a silver-studded bridle.
Oh yeah, yoink.
You take the bridle.
Okay, now we go on back up.
You unroll the magic carpet, lay it on the ground, and sit on it. The carpet begins to rise skyward.
Sit on it, Howard. Sorry, Happy Days reference for those not getting it.
As you reach down to get the carpet, it vanishes into thin air without even so much as a puff of smoke.
Oh shit, we're trapped up here. So, let's go ahead and hypnotize that snake again.
You dangle the shimmering opal in front of the snake. It soon falls hypnotized in typical snake fashion.
And quickly, while it's hypnotized, let's put the bridle on it.
The snake...
Oh, no, sorry. The emerald. To disenchant it.
You can't get close enough to the deadly...
Oh, we need to go behind it. Ah, shit.
The snake snaps out of its sleep-like trance. It lashes out, striking with precision. Its lethal venom kills you instantly. Your history.
Nice. All right, let's try that again. We need to get the bridle. I forgot to save like a dumbass because
You bend over and
I
hold
don't
the
heed my
emerald
own
above the
advice
stone.
sometimes.
You take.
So I guess because of that snake, we won't go down in history.
As you.
All right, let's try this again. Let's save though first before we do anything else. And we want to go and hypnotize you, little bitch.
You dang.
Whoops, come on. Over here, and then we need to use the emerald. Quickly.
As you direct the sun's light through the emerald at the snake, you behold a wondrous transformation.
There we go.
Before you now stands a magnificent winged horse.
Hey, buddy.
Thank you for freeing me. A horrid enchanter transformed me into that legless thing after I refused to be his steed.
That was quite a gamble, to refuse an enchanter.
True, but I could not have accepted, even if I had wanted to.
The voice for this reminds me of Sean Connery. Or at least a bad impersonation of him.
Disciple of the Cloud? What does that mean?
First, tell me of what you seek up here.
You take a deep breath, then explain about the Door of Destiny, the gems of nature, and your present quest to locate the growth gem.
So, you seek the air gem?
Yes, that's right. You know of it?
Most certainly. But you will not be able to reach it by any means available to you or any of your kind. I would gladly take you to it, but alas, the enchanter took and hid from me my bridle. Without it, we could search for 1,000 years and still never find the Cloud Spirit.
Alright, well I so happen to have your lovely little bridle.
You slip the bridle over the horse's head. It whinnies its approval.
Come, climb upon my back.
Okay. Woohoo, we get to ride him.
Hold on. This will be a little exhilarating.
So, since we didn't get the key from the cave, it's actually up here.
You grip the reins tightly and hold on for dear life as he swoops and dips between the clouds. After a time, he draws near to a thick patch of luminous mist. As you pass through it, the horse sets itself down, seemingly on top of a cloud.
It is all right. You can dismount now.
Believing that you have finally lost all sense of reason, you dismount and prepare for a very long drop. And find yourself standing on a cloud.
I mean, you've done it before in the last game. Why not this one? Let's do a save.
Hello, you call out. There is no response. Your hand...
hello?
Hello?
What is this?
The essence of what you seek. You will know soon.
Hello?
What are we waiting for? What do I need to trigger? Why am I forgetting what you need to do? Is there anything I need to do?
Hello? You are surrounded by... Your hand past... Your hand... You test the... It would be...
Why do you choose to...
It is my destiny.
I was not...
All of us have a destiny. Some are predestined, others are determined by choice. I believe yours to be of the latter.
How is it possible that I can stand
Oh, okay,
upon
I had to
thin
talk
air?
to the horse. That's what it was.
Such are not the questions you should be asking. You have come for the Air Gem, or the Growth Gem as it was once named by the ancients. It has not been termed thus without reason, for one who would have the gem as his own must prove himself grown and thus worthy of it.
Meaning, no disrespect.
Cloud Spirit.
Thank you. You must agree, Cloud Spirit, that I am a man fully grown, thus fulfilling your prerequisite.
A howling wind deafens you momentarily, though you feel nothing on your skin. The Cloud Spirit speaks again, a little more forcefully.
It is not enough that you have grown in body. That much is evident. It must be proven that you have also grown in both mind and soul. So on these shall you be tested.
Tested?
Those who bear the burden of king are expected to possess certain qualities. Your actions will be judged against the weight of these. It shall be seen whether you are deserving of your title. It shall be seen whether you are worthy of the growth gem.
After a moment of silence, the Cloud Spirit intones,
Behold your first test.
So it's getting kind of late and we've been going for a while. We're going to finish up these tests because they don't take terribly long. And I think then we're going to call it a night and do a second session.
You find yourself in a familiar place. This is Daventry. And furthermore, you are a child again. A slight dizziness overwhelms you for an instant. How strange, you no longer recall anything past this moment in time. It is as if this is happening again for the first time. Even stranger, you are still vaguely aware that you are undergoing a test of some kind, though for what purpose, you cannot fathom. But look, it is Malvolio, your best friend. The two of you are deeply engrossed in a game of bat and ball.
Wah!
Uh-oh! That sounds like the king now! What do we do?
Oh, it's you.
You there.
Yes?
Yes? Is that how you address your liege?
No, your majesty, King Edward, sir. I mean, sire.
Which of you two boys threw that ball? The one that just happened to land on my head?
Alright, so we're going to just quickly save here as test. Okay, let's see. What are we friends for? What any sensible person would do under the circumstances. Absolute absolution. Partners in crime or sacrificial lamb. So there are various choices you can make. I'm going to do the ones that are going to get us the cool Easter egg. So first we got to do sacrificial lamb.
You summon all your courage and speak up.
Your majesty, if you please. It was I who hit the ball over the castle wall. It was my fault completely. Please do not punish my friend.
The king eyes you carefully. You wonder if you are now in serious trouble.
I would not punish one for something so trivial. However, I will see you play your game elsewhere, away from here.
Yes, sire.
One more thing, my young fellow. You have demonstrated good character today by taking the blame for your friend. The finest knights in this realm demonstrate their compassion by protecting others, even if that should mean putting themselves at risk. I find that to be a rare quality in the many I meet. When you have grown up, I hope to see you again, perhaps in my service.
Thank you, your majesty.
Well, you're a shit king anyway, so piss off. You let Daventry go to ruin.
Your second test.
Okay, so this is a vision
You
to
feel
King's
yourself
Quest 3.
growing older, more so than before the tests began. Again, dizziness overcomes you. Your memory of the previous test fades, and in its place, your mind is filled with the knowledge of everything that has since come to pass. This includes, unfortunately, the dreadful misfortunes which have plagued Daventry since the coming of the terrible three-headed dragon. To make things worse, your 17-year-old daughter has been demanded as its latest sacrifice. In return, it will not harm the rest of the population until the next demand. You would go forth to destroy the dragon yourself, but you no longer have the heart for such quests. Never have you felt so forlorn, so frail. You fear that given the choice, you would do anything to rectify the situation.
A charming view. No wonder you come here so often.
You?
That voice sounds
I will
familiar.
see you hanged for this intrusion. Guards! Guards!
Calling them will do you no good. For even if they come, they will find their king speaking to only the air he breathes.
A pox on thee! Who are you?
My true name, has been heard by none for nigh on a millennium. It is enough that you know me as the Father.
Then say what you have come to say and be gone.
You never were one for small talk.
You cursed my family. As a result, that dragon is now loose upon the land, and one of my children was kidnapped.
Now that is not quite the truth.
Do you deny your involvement?
Not at all. It is just that you have omitted so much.
Speak, and be gone.
Very well. I want your crown.
You cannot believe what you have just heard. This vile creature has caused untold misery throughout your land for nearly 18 years and has now infiltrated your castle just to ask that you hand over your authority to him? Of all the outrageous...
Is that what this is all about? You want to rule Daventry?
What would I want with a puny little kingdom when in a few short years I will have more power than Legitimor himself? No, I want only the thing you wear atop your head. Your crown. It is an essential part of my plan. Without it, my efforts to prepare for the ascension will have been in vain. I have waited far too long to be deterred from it now.
If you need it that badly, you could have just taken it. You had plenty of opportunities.
Are you completely ignorant of the legends of your predecessors? None can possess the crown of the first king unless it's given.
If you think for one moment that I would...
Before you speak further, consider this. In exchange for what I ask, I shall lift my curse and all that it entails from you and your blighted land. You shall have both it and your family restored in full. Minus your title, naturally.
Your mind reels at these words. For almost 2 decades, a countless number of innocent people have suffered under the afflictions Daventry has had to endure. So many more people would continue to suffer indefinitely, notwithstanding the pain you feel over your own family's misfortune. With a simple statement, you could put an end to it all.
How about this? If I remember right, it's severing the lifeline.
To give you my crown would signify a change of leadership. So says the law of this land. It also says that the crown is to be worn only by those with the highest regard and intent for Daventry. So, to give it to such a vile being as you would betray the honor and memory of all the past kings who have worn it. No, I will not do it.
Not even for the sake of your family?
There are some principles for which even one's family must be sacrificed.
The man appraises you as a scientist would a unique specimen.
What an intriguing set of morals you have, King Graham. I almost look forward to the time when you will put aside your obligations here and seek me out. I have foreseen that we shall meet again.
Behold your third test.
Once again, you feel yourself age. You are many years older now, though still, thankfully, King of Daventry. As before, the knowledge of the previous test ebbs from your mind. This time, however, it is filled with a greater knowledge of all that has come to pass thus far. Many years have passed. Your children, once heirs to your throne, have forged their own paths in other kingdoms. Fortunately, chance has seen fit to fill the vacuum. Following the restoration of the Mask of Eternity, Daventry now has a new champion.
How do you feel?
I am deeply honored, sire.
So that's Connor.
Now,
he is the protagonist for King's Quest VIII, which hopefully we'll get to play, assuming I can get it running.
Face stretch. You hope you'll get used to it when the true time comes.
You know what they've been saying about my decision, that is.
The people question my ability to perform the duties when I have another higher obligation. I believe that I can attend to both with the utmost equity.
You do not deny that this obligation may arise at any moment, perhaps taking you away from this country at a time of great need?
Of course not, sire. But I shall deal with that troll, as they say, when I cross that bridge.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
The qualities of truth, right, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot help but smirk. For a man who had once lived as a peasant, he speaks extremely well.
Okay, so this is the Easter egg, the madness of King Graham. Only if you chose the two that I did can you get this. We're going to do it just for shits and giggles, but then we'll load and do the proper one.
I have decided, after long and careful consideration, that in order to earn your knighthood, thou must venture forth on a quest to capture and kill the most insidious and elusive of preys.
What is this prey? A dragon?
No. More wretched than that.
A tri-horned scaled beast of the southern plains?
No.
More
woeful
still.
Surely not the scourge of the low mountains? The flesh-burrowing scorpion?
No. But it does get under your skin all the same.
Cedric the Owl.
Then pray tell, of what do I seek?
Oh, sorry I'm late, Graham. I hope I haven't missed anything.
That.
Kill it! Kill Cedric! Blood for the blood god!
Charge!
Graham, what are you...
Hell yeah! What every King's Quest fan wants. The death of that wretched owl. Okay, so...
instant, you find yourself standing before the cloud spirit.
We'll come back to that in just a moment. We need to restore after that. Technically, we could keep doing that, but sacrificial lamb. We'll skip the dialogue because, well, you've seen it already or heard it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yourself growing older. More this.
Okay. Yeah, no, like, it's just a brilliant little Easter egg. If you don't do those responses, it will never come up. Technically, you can pass the test without doing them, but I always try to do it just because I think it gives you the best points. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Severing the lifeline. Yeah. Fuck you, father. Okay, here we go.
How do you feel?
I am deeply honored, sire.
I can't skip this one dialogue because of the animation going with it.
Scared out of my wits, sire.
You smart.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
The qualities of truth, right, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot.
Alrighty, so this time we're gonna knight him.
Kneel. Your sword. By virtue of your bravery, loyalty, and good conscience, I have chosen you to be my first knight. Thus you are my successor and heir to this throne. Arise, Sir Connor of Daventry.
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the Cloud Spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
You have demonstrated your sound understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. You have grown much, learnt a great deal, and will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Air and Growth Gem.
Alright, yoink. Woohoo!
You take the Growth Gem. As you feel the knowledge of the last test fade from your mind, the cloud beneath your feet begins to evaporate. You'd better get out of here quickly, Graham.
Alright, so we're going to quickly save. And we're going to watch him fall.
The
Just for
cloud
shits
has
and
become
giggles.
too thin to support your weight, and gravity beckons. While trying to hang on to your knowledge of the future, you forgot to hang on to something important.
Alright, let's go ahead and grab onto the horse. Alright, cool.
Finally, your flight comes to an end. You hope that it will be quite a while before you take to the air again.
Where would you like me to land?
On the ground would be fine.
Take this sugar cube. It will protect against the poisonous growth of this land.
Bye, Sean Connery
Fare thee
horse.
well.
Okay, so we're almost done here. I just wanted to
notice
quickly
you've
point
lost
out
a few things during your descent. Mostly all that paper you were carrying. You are not concerned, though, as long as you don't get into trouble for littering. As dusk sets in and the pallid moon rises above the darkened horizon, you recall the Door of Destiny's words regarding the third gem, through swampy mire, in lone dark castle. Then you remember the great Neptune's disquiet reluctance to speak of Kalima's lord. You sense a growing unease that this final gem may not be the easiest to acquire.
So, I wanted to just quickly point out before we end things, the way that it transitions to night, it's doing a palette shift. Very similar to how they did some of the water effects, or the rainbow effects for the warp in Space Quest 1. That you can also do it to a scene like this to change from day to night. This is not the only game that does this. Quest for Glory also does it, amongst others. Just a cool little technical tidbit. We're at a good stopping point, so let's go ahead and save this as Gem 2. As close as we are, or as even though we've got 2 gems, the third one takes a while to get. And we've already been going at this for 3.5 hours, and it's 11:30 here. So I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you for joining me, Flint, and any others who may be out there. If you're watching this as a VOD, thank you for watching as well. We will definitely be finishing this game up, hopefully in the next few days. Probably not tomorrow. I think there's probably going to be a Dangerous Snallygaster stream tomorrow, but that's not certain yet. Thank you all again for coming, and see you soon. Night all.
Dost thou truly